I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Good morning, and happy Monday morning to you. I am Manningsman. This is I Am Sure Sports. Yes. And it is the beginning of a new week, and certainly I am super excited that I am alive. I hope you are too, celebrating the gift of life, celebrating your sanity. A lot of people losing their minds, as the battles and the struggles of life continues. Many people can't bear it out. Many people can't live it out. And it is a rough road, but you have been kept strong and held strong by the hand of the Almighty, and for that you ought to be very, very, very grateful. We always begin our time together by looking to the hills, from whence cometh our help. Our help comes from the Most High God, the one who made the heavens and the earth. He will not suffer our foot to be moved, and he who keeps us, he never slumbers, and he never, ever sleeps. Greetings, and peace be unto you. All right. Always Monday mornings, for those of you who want to come onto the show, after 30 minutes, our lines will be opened, right? And so you can call in. Big up to all the persons, all the subscribers, all the persons who are in. Blessings to you for tuning in. Remember, if you appreciate the work of the platform and the channel, do 3 things for us. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. All right, we will certainly appreciate that. We want to increase the subscription, all right, on the platform so that more people can be impacted by the contribution we're making to the sport field in Jamaica, in particular the sport of football that many of us so dearly love. All right, so do that right now. Share it with someone. I simply pick up my phone, I get the link, and I look for 5 persons in my contact. Unless they tell me don't send it, I don't send it. And I do like this. I go 1, I go 2, I go 3, I go 4, and I go 5. And there you go. And I send it. And if you do that, right, you can just send them a little message. Say, check out this channel. This is my brethren. You understand me? He's doing a good work. Subscribe and show him some love. All right, there you go. So big up. Thanks to all the moderators on the platform as well. I want to, as usual, share with you a couple of thoughts. These are comments from our quotes from Mahatma Gandhi. It and he says this: "It is my conviction that nothing enduring can be built on violence. It is my conviction that nothing enduring can be built on violence." And I want to encourage Jamaicans, people, my people, our people, you, me, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters. We have to stop this killing of ourselves. At the rate we're going as a society, we may end up not having meals in large numbers in Jamaica because we're killing each other. And those who are not killed are incarcerated, and some are fleeing the country. Nothing can be built that lasts if it is built on violence. We have to stop this. We have to stop this. It takes guts, strength, and courage to walk away from something you can conquer. It takes humility. So let us live humble now. I know some of you may feel like you're beyond reprieve, but listen, nothing is impossible, man. You can turn your life around. Make an effort to do that and live a better life. Please. You don't want to see your son or your daughter graduate from high school, graduate from university. You really want to leave your 12-year-old, your 13-year-old, your 6-year-old, your 5-year-old to be taken care of by a next man because you're gone. You want your daughter to be taken care of a next man because you were killed because of the life you live. Consider those things. Consider those things. You want your mother to really bury you instead of you laying your mother to rest because she died of a good old age? Consider those things. My brothers, consider those things. When it comes on to some other stuff, let me just give you a next quote and then we will move on. I like this one. It says, "An error does not become truth by reason of multiplied propagation, nor does truth becomes error because nobody sees it." And I say this because I have a lot of respect for the persons on the platform. But I always say this, because this is not something that I have to do, I'm going to remain true. This is something that I love to do and I want to do. And if the person understand YouTube, how it works, they will tell you that when you look at, like, even my videos, as good as many of them are, they don't rake in a lot of views, like thousands and hundreds of thousands. And I keep on doing it because I love this and I believe it can bring meaningful change. So you have a right to your opinion and I have a right to mine. When it comes on to our opinion, it can differ, and that's fine. And we can disagree and still move on respectfully. Here's the thing. If an opinion can be substantiated by facts, then we must go by the facts. And the opinion that is more factual and data-driven must be the opinion that we hold to, even if it means saying that we are wrong. So, in a recent video that I did, I spoke about, somebody brought up the Morocco the situation, and they were using Morocco in reference to how Jamaica should operate. So Out of respect, I won't call the name of the person, but someone, I think I should read the comment. All right, because I want to make sure that I read exactly what the person says. So let me get the comment and I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to respond to it in this platform. So we were talking, and the whole thing came up about I think Morocco and Jamaica. All right. So let's see. Is it this one? It says, one person said, "You think this is because Hakimi own a house in Morocco? Make him say that on the interview, or because he is by birth Moroccan and grew up that way." All right. And then he says, if you are on every being, some of the comments are very, very, very hard to understand because sometimes people don't communicate. Like, I don't think what they say, what is typed. So sometimes just bear with me. Sometimes it's very difficult to understand some of the comments, right? But yeah, but the person was really challenging some of the stuff that I say. All right, but when I say things, I say it because I have evidence to support it. Jamaica cannot. The situation, let me say it again, the situation of Jamaica and England, because that's what we're referring to, cannot be compared to the situation with Morocco and Spain. Morocco and Spain, for those of you who don't know, they share a border. What that means is that Moroccans going to Spain and Spaniard going to Morocco. So the cultures are parts of Spain, are like the culture is entrenched and the practices and all of that. We must be very careful because context is important when you discuss things. As educated people, we need to sit down, think, rationalize, be logical when we are commenting. The situation with England and the players there who we want to approach to represent Jamaica, many of them are connected to Jamaica through their grandparents. Many of them have parents who don't even have serious connections to Jamaica. And the situation is different from that of Morocco. Some of them, the majority of them, don't come and live and spend months and days and build houses and establish businesses and all of those things in Jamaica. These are the players. You cannot compare that with what happens with Spain and Morocco. Not only that, so far, people are using one example, which is Hakimi, to say this is how Morocco operates. So, here's the next thing you must look at. How many of the other Moroccan players were called up to play for the national team of Spain and turned it down? We must remember, and I always say this to people, the expectation that we should have if that these players who are born in England are called to the England national team, they more than likely will choose it because that's where they are born. That's a part of them. Now, in everything, you will have exceptions. So, therefore, there are some who will refuse the call up. We have seen this with some players from like some of the teams in the continent of Africa, where they will say, no, I'm going to play for Ghana. I'm going to play. But the majority of players born in England have a desire to play for England. The Moroccans playing in Spain, they have a desire to play for Morocco, not Spain. Many of them don't believe they can even make the Spanish team. So the situation. So Colin, this is the person, Issa Allen. I'm glad that you're here. So I want you to call in or type in what you're saying. Type in what you're saying and contradict what I'm saying. Because I think Marlon was on the show, Pesa was on the show, Drainy Weather was on the show, and I'm going to send Ketarak the link because I think Ketarak was on the show. What beat you talking about? So come on and justify and reason out this thing logically. How can you compare Morocco, the situation with Hakimi, choosing Morocco to the players in England that we all want? Let's begin to call them names. Tell me how Ben Godfrey compares to Hakimi. Let me call some of the names that all of you always call on this thing. Ben Godfrey. What's the next one? Oh geez. Mason Holgate. Let's begin to call the names. The ones in the Premier League. Call all the names. Dwight McNeil. Rico Henry. Let's call all the names. Dan Burns. Let's call all the names of those in the Premier League. Let's begin to call their names. How do you compare that to the situation with Hakimi? And again, come and tell me how many of the Moroccan players were being called up by the Spanish team or represented Spain at any level. Check how many of the players in England that we often want played youth football for England. Come on and talk. Type in, call in anything you want to do. Bien, we soon get to that. But you know, we have the monologue at the beginning. So go back and take some clips from the show. Go back and take some statements from the show that you're referring to. No man, I'm not vexed. Big up show, Pastor Dad. So go on, find a clip, find a quote, and come and tell me on what part of the conversation Manningsman was wrong or Manningsman was getting, according to you, a beating. Because you're here. You're here. We cannot use Morocco. On that show, we spoke about the title. The description was, can the players can they reach out? Because there are many names that keep being bandied about. So obviously, it would be good if some players actually reach out. And then the second part was who they should reach out to. Where we got into the GFF setting up systems. And while we said the onus was on the GFF, there are players who would want to. Instead of waiting, they should reach out. So you tell me what part of that you saw beaten in. And somebody just asked a general question about Morocco, and we started discussing it. You tell me what the Moroccan FA was doing or did. So call in. You understand me? Don't wait until the show is finished. You go on the platform where you make a comment where nobody can see. Type in your comments. I will do justice. I will read it. I will let people see it. And you comment. Again, we need to listen things in totality before we comment. Listen things in totality. We need to distinguish between a question and a suggestion. So get your entourage, because you're not going to be able. Like, you have to get the because you have a special entourage. But Marlon, that's why I'm telling them, Marlon. But you were on the show, Marlon. What I'm saying that you were on the show and we were all agreeing. So I find it very strange how he was commenting about being beaten because we were talking about what Jamaica need to do and why it was different from what Morocco. So I want to see what he's saying. Because we cannot compare Jamaica, England with Morocco, Spain. It's two completely different contexts. We must learn to contextualize things in discussion. And there are many things that are relative. Relative to what? Relative to who? Hey, but Marlon, we ain't even talking because you see this JPL, but we don't get there yet because you understand me. Some people are saying that Mount Pleasant let in Dumby hole in Marlon. And that they are going to have to play Dumby Holden. And some people are saying that they were beaten fair and square. But let's step away from that. All right. So I like to give people an opportunity, but I won't prolong that. So I want to make sure that I give, with all due respect to the subscriber, I want to make sure that I give them, an opportunity to make their case, to make their suggestion, to discuss and if like I tell the people, one thing I'll do is that if I am wrong, I am never afraid to say that I am wrong. And here's one of the other things you have to know with me. If the facts change, my opinion changes. And that's something that people don't understand. People believe that if you say something, you can't change your mind, or you're flipping and flopping. When facts change, your opinion should change. If the facts change, today you can say, boy, this player, listen, I said that Odegaard is an ordinary player who looks extraordinary against ordinary teams. Now the facts are changing. So before the game always beating me. So the facts are changing. So my opinion is going to change. You understand me? Man, so you're going to, hey, whenever I'm seeing, ask Unseen, how much goal my son score, You understand me? But we have a caller coming in. So let's take the call. Good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Yeah, good morning, man.
The great Issa Allen. Come on, talk to us now, because you said that I get beaten and I was, well, let me not misquote you, but I believe you're inferring that what I was saying I was wrong.
Well, I was saying you were wrong, but I'm saying that let me start from the beginning. All right. So you were saying that the Moroccan situation, the Jamaican situation, in terms of context, is different, and I'm saying it's not so much different because the things that you were saying could also be applied to some of the Jamaicans, and whatever I wrote, they were there. You were speaking about the players who probably never grew up in Morocco, but they go to Morocco often. They have houses there. They are first generation children, stuff like that. So I'm saying, if those are the things that you are saying, while on the stream, you probably had more things that you could have said. Probably you never remember at the time. But those things that you were saying, at that particular
Yes.
time, also be said of some of the Jamaicans that are living in England who probably never born in Jamaica.
You know what
You see me
happened
I
to you?
say?
You know what happened to you, Issa? You start what to
Yeah,
show in the middle. That is
you're
the
probably right.
that
Probably right.
that is the problem. Because
So that's what I was attacking. So some of the things that
hey,
you're introducing now, I don't know
yeah,
if you said them on the previous stream, but I never
yeah.
heard those.
So
You understand?
I think that is what happened to you. I realize now that because the discussion started out, how the discussion started out was that um the the JFF, because we started saying the JFF needs to do more to reach out and put system. We're discussing all of that. Then we said, however,
Yes.
there are some players who they can reach out. So if you are somewhere and you feel like, boy, you'd love to represent Jamaica, you should reach out. And we even said that you can talk to the vloggers. Any one of the vloggers, then go on their social media, right? It is not the best way, but we have to find a way. Then we said how they should do it. Somebody even said that the GFF now need to create an interactive part on their website. I think it was Boss Thomas now in the comment section said that, is there anything that the Moroccans do that we can take and adopt? Because
Oh,
that was how that whole Moroccan thing came up. It was Boss Thomas who said, what are some of the practices that Morocco uses that we can apply? So we started going through those things. So I don't think you heard all of that still. I think what you heard was we started giving, based on other discussion, some of the reasons why, because the context
mhm.
is different. And because what I was saying is that, listen, the truth is the Moroccan and Spain border is so close. It's a whole lot easier. It's a whole lot easier for a Moroccan in Spain to feel more quote unquote Moroccan than some of the players in England, because they traverse regularly in the spaces, and for the most part their families are there. So you don't find a lot of the players from England who mothers and fathers actually live in Jamaica.
Mhm.
All right, so that makes a difference. And so, like, for like many other things, like when they have those 'cause they are a strong Muslim society as well. They go back
Mhm.
for a lot of the Muslim stuff on their pilgrimage, they call it, back into Morocco. We don't share a lot of those cultural things with in the players and the families so much in England. We really
Okay.
don't. And that is a bigger, broader issue in terms of. So that was the point we were making. So because of that, we were saying no, a player of Moroccan descent would, even from the youth stages, choose to play for Morocco than even Spain.
Okay.
So that was really the point we were making still.
So,
But yeah,
so you're saying that the Moroccans would probably have a more affinity to Morocco than the Jamaicans living abroad in the UK, who probably they might have similar ways of growing up in terms of
yeah,
the culture and everything, but they still have a more affinity because of all the things you just said. That's what you are saying.
yeah. But you know what is funny though? I
But
believe the kids in America, to me, like I just, because of how close the border is, like you will find more like Jamaicans in America who would be better. We could use that as the example
yeah,
when compared to
but not
Morocco.
the UK.
Not the, though there are always exceptions. There are always
Okay.
exceptions. So it's not a general rule that all of them, because they are exception. But I and this is no opinion based. I believe the Jamaicans in America feels a stronger affinity because there's a greater commune between both, and there's a lot of travel, and like most Jamaicans, I believe, will go to the USA to look for their families, come
Yeah.
back for, right than on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I get you. I get you. I get you. I get you.
See somebody, see
100.
Rob Smith saying that Morocco is only 15 minutes away from Spain.
Okay. So you say we still cannot use that to say, all right, it is similar to the Jamaican thing.
Versus the UK, which is where I believe now the government of Jamaica, and our sports administrator. I feel like we are even going. I feel like with even this move now to turn us into a republic, like we are moving further away from England.
England, yeah.
Like back when probably you were young when I was younger, I felt like like we felt like more Jamaicans wanted to go to England. Like I
That
grew up
is true.
saying that I want no, you know where Jamaicans want to go? America. So you see the America.
America.
Yeah, I think like you ask a 13-year-old at any one of the academies in America if they would come and play for Jamaica, I think they would say yes. You ask a 13-year-old in England who is born and raised there, who has Jamaican grandparents, they'd probably want to choose. I believe, and I could be wrong. You can correct me on this. I think they would. It's 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 a little bit harder for the 13-year-old, or let's use 15, the 15-year-old in England to choose Jamaica versus those in the States. You ask a 15-year-old in Florida who have a Jamaican mother, him tell you say a Jamaican want to play for.
That's true. But you know what more say still, man, is
Yeah, man.
that even though you lay out all of what you just said, I think that if the if our football representation in terms of the leadership was probably more structured and more professional and out there, regardless of how close
Yeah.
a lot of the players in the UK are to their Jamaican heritage. If some of the things that we were asking for were in place, I think that would help a great deal in some of them choosing to come and represent
Uh,
us, even at 13, 14, 15.
absolutely.
You understand?
Absolutely. That listen, if I believe this is where you and I agree, and that is why we started out with the JFF. Until we can have a proper organization that acts at the highest level of professionalism in its marketing and recruiting, a lot of these things will not change. I
It would
think
not
I think
change.
I agree with you that somehow culturally we have to begin to find a way of tapping into the resources there. You see. I mean, I know more about the American culture than that in England. All right, but
Yep.
well, I don't know about it, but like when I'm in the States, I'm when we were going to get places to purchase, we were very specific because we felt like we didn't want to feel like we are still in Jamaica
Mm-hmm.
because there are places in a lot of places in the States. You know what I'm talking.
I live in the States,
So
man. So
exactly. So say certain places you not to want to go there because too much Jamaican there, and you feel
yes,
like you're
man.
still in Jamaica.
You're still in Jamaica.
Here you go. I think there are less places like that in England now. Maybe back in the
You
80s and in the 90s, you would sense that. But now, that's that. So there needs to be a greater push because I don't think we have to put that great effort in the United States. I think the push needs to be back in England because we are
yeah.
losing that Jamaican strong ties and connection in England. And that is why some of these players probably feel so disconnected. They don't feel they don't feel a sense of Jamaican right now. And we as Jamaica need to do that because the families are feeling the same way.
And not only that, some they don't even feel that way. It's like nothing is even pulling them towards even playing football because of all the things that are going on. So one, they probably don't feel as connected, and two, they probably don't see a reason to say, all right, JFF giving them an invitation or whatever. They don't say nothing to come and say, all right, entice them. Yes, they have a little heritage or whatever. But I mean, what's pulling them towards playing for us? You understand?
Yeah. Yeah. And I see a lot of comments. I see Live 11 Radio saying that lots of places in America make you feel like you no there are foreign until you no see the roads. which is what we're saying. And then Neo says, I agree with you, man. However, I feel Jamaican culture is still strong in the UK and is desired by younger Brits. Our music, food, and small acts reputation. Yeah, yeah, and that is true too. I mean, so there are two ways to look at it. Rob Smith says, kids from the USA visit more often. Why you think it's so easy for girls' team to recruit? US is one generation removed. England, we're talking about grandparents. And
That's
then,
the next thing. Between the first generation and then it moved to the grandparents. So even that in itself is also a big fact.
yeah. And I listen, I know some people who left Jamaica in the Windrush are still alive. The Jamaica that they talk about is not the Jamaica that exists right now.
That's true.
And then Chris says, Manins, even if the Moroccan doesn't visit, they grow their kids different from Jamaicans. Even if they're born in the US, they don't have themselves as American. They look at themselves. Oh, that's a big point, you know. You know that is what a lot of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying that's a big point because if you look at even how they are religious, like the religion, they try to teach the kids, and they grow up as Muslims too. Jamaicans live abroad. They don't necessarily bring that with them. They grow up different. But even the very religion of the Moroccans, they grew up to become Muslims. A lot of them. You understand? So even that in itself, as they say, is a very good point.
I would love to know if like the people in the United Kingdom know they do that. Like the kids are raised as Jamaican.
So what would you consider them to be being raised as Jamaicans? Why would you
Just like what Chris is saying, where their kids from Jamaica. He said they grow their kids different from Jamaicans, even if they are born in the USA, don't have themselves as American. So I want to know, like, when like, well, my kids, let me just my kids think like they are Americans. So I have to now try to convince them that, brethren,
Yeah.
yeah. So maybe as some of us as parents, you have, if you have kids in the States, what do you do? Do you begin to tell them, listen, you're a Jamaican first, or do you say you're an American, but your family is in Jamaica?
It depends on the parents still, may I tell you the truth, because I have a whole heap of family here. They are first generation Jamaicans and they can't even understand patois. Just the talking, they can't even understand. So they don't grow up as Jamaican any at all. They just know that the mother and father are Jamaican.
But you see what? But that is why Chris's point is important, because Moroccans are different. Wherever you are born, he's basically saying the Moroccans are parents are going to say you are a Moroccan. They are saying that you're not an American, you're a Moroccan. You're not a Spaniard, you're a Moroccan. You're not a German, you're a Moroccan. But I don't think Jamaicans, for the most part, think that way. Mr. United said it depends on the state that you live in as well. so, so I don't know. So let me ask you, I don't know if you have kids yet, but say when you have kids and they're in this, what do you do? Do you tell them like, listen, you are a Jamaican?
To be honest with you, man.
Sorry.
I would, but the thing is,
what are you going to teach them first? The American national anthem or the Jamaican national anthem?
Boy, man, if they live here, they have to learn the American anthem first. They have to learn the American anthem first. To be honest, but I mean, it depends though. It depends. It depends.
And Ketarak is saying that it's because of their religion. The Moroccan, it has a lot to do with. Yeah. It has a lot to do with religion for the Moroccans. And maybe that's why it can be compared, because those countries are strong Muslim countries. Like, I tell you, our next country is like that. No matter where a person from Turkey is born in the world, I don't know because of their religion they call themselves Turkish.
And it no matter where them born or whatever, where them grew up
They
or
call themselves Turks. They're Turkish. So like a Jamaican will say I'm a Jamaican. I'm a
hmm
I'm an English Jamaican. The Turkish will say they are Turkish.
full stop.
Full stop. Like like somebody said the same thing with I'd like to talk to like somebody from like China. To see how they do it. Do Chinese say that they are American Chinese?
Chinese.
It's almost like the Chinese live their culture in America. I don't know. I don't know. I just think Jamaica, that culturally, we are too. We don't have that. I don't think we have that deep sense of being Jamaican, no matter what. And sometimes we stray away from that. Even those of us who say we are nationalists. You know, your kids born in England, maybe you get to hurt, maybe you can imagine the man who probably grew up in some community and probably see some family member. He want him kids grow up in a different place. He don't want them to be identified as Jamaican. See, and Chris is saying it. Listen, all right. So my sons, they have cousins, twin, and when they are together, so my cousins are being taught to speak patois because my kids spend way more time in Jamaica. They don't want to talk any patois.
And they are Jamaicans.
Well, you see, no, you see, definition, I call it American Jamaican or Jamaican American. That is the problem I'm telling you because there's a part of me that like you want, boy. But you said Jamaican sometimes you come like you're under restriction and whole heap of things and you understand things become difficult. So might as well say, boy, so you have all of those things going through people's minds. It's not, it's people make it seem like it is easy for Ben Godfrey to get up and say, I'm going to play for Jamaica. It's not easy.
No.
Yeah. Ghetto Kirk. Somebody says Mannings Ghetto Kirk was born in China, but when you consider him Jamaican, who is Ghetto Kirk? Oh,
He's a,
Ghetto Kirk.
he's a blogger. He's a blogger thing. A blogger.
Oh,
Or a
is he look
YouTube
Asian?
podcast.
He's look Asian.
Yeah.
Asian gentleman who has a cusp be a Jamaican bad word.
Yeah.
Hey, it's solid. But respect.
He grew up here.
Yeah. Oh, he was born in China, but he grew up in Jamaica.
Yeah, he was schooled out here and thing.
Man,
UCXCs and everything out here.
you know what Jamaican are going to say now? You know how we are now. You know what we're going to say? That man, they are not Chinese. A Jamaican that. No, that's how we talk.
But people bash him. People bash him. They call him like he's a culture vulture and thing. But if you know watch his videos, they don't know that he actually born in China and grew up here, go school here, multiple schools and thing. Understand? So I mean, he's been living here for practically all his life. You understand? So what you would have call him, man?
Eh?
What you would have call him? He speaks patois.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he's a Jamaican Chinese. I don't know. Oh, he said he considers himself Jamaican. He considers himself Jamaican. But big up Issa Allen because I know we have a couple others. Yeah, man. But that's all. Anything you want to add? All right. Yeah, man. All right. Blessings.
No,
Bro.
man, me just want to say, you never call me like we normally do at
No,
you call me out for?
Chubby. Yes, me put all a comment below your comment and
Really?
Cataract put both meat. Can we try to tell me put
Yeah, man. Boxing club.
So I say, all right, we're
All
gonna
right,
dry
my
him out.
boss.
And from weekend, me I say, yo,
Respect
we say, me
that.
not touch it for Sunday, you know, because I know him probably have him family dinner and all of that. You see, Monday morning, I go and dry him out. And as we drop the video, we
Yeah.
see the man fly out on the streets.
Respect,
Yeah,
man.
man. All right, cool, cool. All right, there you go. All right. Yeah, but people, let's get to this up discussion. But that was a very good discussion because it sometimes we give the players a hard time. We have to be very careful. But is Man U battling fourth? Now I'm asking this because Arsenal had a five point lead over City when you check it out overall, and City would have a game in hand and Arsenal to play. All right, and people said that Arsenal battled the league. Now Manchester United had a 12-point lead over Liverpool, and now that has been reduced significantly. Mark you, Manchester United have 2 games in hand, but they are just 1 point ahead of Liverpool. If Manchester United don't finish in the top 4, are they battling it? Big up, sure improvement. Fresh God is a Manchester United man. He says, we are definitely battling top 4. Man, them sick me star. Honestly, top 4 is Liverpool's. I have lost all confidence in my team. Can't wait until the season is finished. All right, that is from the Manchester United fan himself. No man, they have 2 games in hand. Liverpool has played 35 games, I believe, and United has played 33. So that's 2 games. You say pick a good topic. Oh, it was a pick a. No, where's Dima? Because Dima came out here and Dima started telling me how this and all of that. You understand me? You know? Oh, yes, 34 games. Big up, Flavor Max, you were right. Whoa. Let me check it again. Bam. Check it again. Yeah, 34 game. Oh my, and they don't have a good. The thing with Liverpool, is that Liverpool only have Man U only have plus 8 goals, And watch this now, people. In the early game, Brighton is down 1 to Everton. Oh my word. Sean Dyche. Yeah, 34-35. Yep. Yeah. All right. We're going to show you some highlights from Norman Campbell and tell you a little bit about what he's doing at his club. We're going to talk about the top 4, but I think Cataract says he has some time. So we're going to jump to defenders for the Gold Cup. How many defenders would you bring to the Gold Cup, and who are your defenders for the Gold Cup? So if you can just, what you can do, so how many would you bring, how many defenders you would bring, and who are the defenders you would bring to the Gold Cup? All right. And so what you do, you put that in the comment section. I'll put it up. Cataract is going to come on and he's going to give his players that he's going to bring to the Gold Cup. And then seeing that it is on the Gold Cup he knows about, we're going to ask him to leave the stream. So Cataract, and again, people, just wanted to remind you that Cataract, I've from my sources, Cataract is not the main selector or the secondary selector at the sound. He's not the first selector or the second selector, and he's not the third selector. So you are the number 1, the second selector, the third selector, Cataract falls somewhere after that. I checked it out, right? Yeah. So he's one of those persons like you have so remember you have a person on the microphone, you have the one who mixing, you have one who pass out record. Cataract are check up on the next computer. Cataract is a person down the line. Yeah. Yeah. You know, like when you're making car, I'm the person who um um clean off the area so the car can start make. But you know, put on none of the parts them. Yeah, understand me? Just an analogy. You understand me? So when he comes on, I don't know triple E. You understand me? But yeah. Oh, all right, all right. So Jason says 8 defenders. All right, cool. And who would be your 8 defenders, Jason? Because you also have to give 8 defenders for the Gold Cup. And we're just going to focus on defenders today. Don't tell me about midfielders and forwards and goalkeepers today. Just let me hear who would you include in your defense for the Gold Cup. So Marlon said that he's bringing 8 defenders. All right, and he's going to give me the names, and then we're going to look at those names and assess those names. We still have a couple of topics. Jesus, Jason. Did I say Marlon, man, is not Jason? Why you always do this? What did I just say? You confuse me. Didn't I say Marlon? I'm Marlon, Mr. Man. Yeah, Marlon. So Marlon just dropped that. 8 defenders. All right. Let's see who will be the 8 that he has in mind. And you can go ahead and name. You don't have to select 8. You can select whatever amount you want. Right? And then we're going to put that up and assess and see if from your list somebody else should have made it, and scrutinize those lists. All right? Well, this one is a good one. But Cataract is not a starter. He come off the bench. No, no. You know what is funny? When the game is going on, Cataract not get no game. Because at that time things too, you understand me, worse a clash thing. But what happened is that, sometimes, like, 'cause what they told me is that sometimes for real, like when they have multiple bookings, he will end up at the minor booking. All right, so easier to defend himself, people.
Good morning, Mannings, man.
Yes, I are.
The phone I drop off I stand.
Cataract, you don't know if you set your phone properly now, brother. Look how long you do them thing. Why your phone set that way?
But to set the phone how? Me don't
Yeah,
know
no
if
man.
you do that, man. So I'm upside down.
Brother, and the phone, you have to go inside of the setting and turn around the.
You go in the phone, in the set. Me there in the setting.
You think they on portrait. When you pull down the top, what kind of phone you have? You have a smartphone, you pull down the thing and you look. Beside where you say your Bluetooth connection, your volume thing, your Wi-Fi connection, you see the little
Okay. Pull that
rectangle with
down.
it. Yeah. When you press on that, you're supposed to see a thing that says portrait or landscape.
Where? No, hold on. Me pull it down. Or portrait or landscape.
Right. So press that. And then press that and it's supposed to light up or change color. And then you flip
Auto
it around.
rotate.
There you go. Auto rotate. Sir. And then you flip the phone around, brother.
All right. Let me see if what you tell me, cause me never know these things. Me had the 90-second select up on the song. But this is the
There you
upside
see it,
down.
you know? No, man, you're not
All
upside
right,
down.
so
Man.
right now I'm gonna become the top selector on the song. Yeah, the flippy phone. God bless management. Man, but they have to work.
First, the people them say, please spell England. Them say, if you ask if you spell England before you say anything else on the show.
Spell England.
Yeah.
H-I-N.
Hey, no, hey.
England. Me go England. And that's what my
No.
grandfather tell me.
All right, listen.
England.
Ketara, the people them say, management, next time Ketara come out, he needs to spell England so that people can stop talk. So spell England. Just spell England.
A spelling bee.
Just spell
A
England.
script spelling bee.
No, man. You know, like how the police, you convince you're not drink and the police they walk on the line and thing. Just spell England now.
England. What's the
You see
problem?
it, people. The man can't spell England, man. You see it.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the
We just,
problem, though?
me I tell you, me I tell the people them. So, but go ahead now, continue with your thing, you know. We just wanted to get that out of the way. For all of those who felt like you don't know your thing.
Like what? Like I'm the 70% of people who functionally illiterate. Is that what man is trying to say?
Anyways, Gold Cup, the
I'm just
23-man
asking though.
squad. Eagle Republic says his defenders would be Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Dexter Lembikisa, Joel Atibodier, Greg Lee, Amari Bell, and Richard King. That sound like 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What do you make of that list? And we have Brian on the line. Brian, welcome to the show.
I'll let Brian go and talk.
Yeah,
May I get together some stats.
Yeah, good morning. So I won't be long. Good morning to the person who are watching. Good morning, Ketara. So I'm calling
Morning.
to give like I just try to warn him. So Ketara, whenever you come on the YouTube platform, you have to be mindful of the things you say because another platform.
Because what? I'm not hearing you.
I'm saying over on another platform, you have a comedy series that's taking place, and you
I
are
mean,
the
what?
star. Go then.
But now hear what go on.
He says that Cataract, when you come on the YouTube platforms,
Yeah.
Be careful of the things you say because over on another platform, there's a comedy series taking place, and you are the chief actor in that comedy series.
No, no, hear what no. Don't mix me friend of aquarium business. Cause me no sit down and watch man, fi video man, fi clip man, and cut man at 24 hours in a hold on, Brian, big man thing. At 24 hours in a god day. And a 90 minutes for a football game. And management show at 2 hours. Coaches desk at 2 hours. And some man still have time for look for give man flowers. I don't want no flowers, son, no man. Oh man, find time, brother. I worried about them. It's shaky. Shaky. Listen, but now, hold on, big man thing. Hold on. Brian, let me tell you something. I'm an ultra. I'm a fan of the football. I watch the game them at Arnett Garden. I'm watch this game in the bleachers under the half-line flag. There is so man there with at least two gal in a white room for me and my friend them. We talk football when we're under our whites, we talk football when we're over our whites. If we talk foolishness, we talk it today and tomorrow. So like come on. When I go a ball game, I understand the pleasure. Now take the pleasure out of my ball game and my thing. So let me tell you, sit back and listen today and tell me if I talk foolishness. And you see the man in my clip, I want to know if you can speak like this today. Okay? Okay, bro? Good. Big up the clip of them. The man will watch, man.
Jesus.
Me not love, man. So take your eye off of me. All right. Big up, Brian.
Yo, I'm not play to play no man. I'll do it. Buddy, so Ketara and Devon put on a trouble. Because I know you can't get the thing for Devon put on it.
Can't get through what?
Hold on, Ketara.
Let him finish, Ketara.
You need to have to change something and listen to something.
Hold on, Ketara. Go ahead, Brian.
I said, yes, sir. I'm not going to do the Qatar, but all me I say is more. When they for the platform, them, you have to kill your cool brother, because otherwise, you're not going to get a chance to go over and comedy show, brother. You're alone over there. See? So, man, bless up. You're going to listen.
All right. How your team match go yesterday? Oh God. All right. So yeah. All right. So this is Eagle Republic's defenders Cataract. Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Dexter Lembikisa, Joel Latibodier, Greg Lee, Amari Bell, and Richard King. All right. How do you feel about that group of players? That group of defenders? Are you okay with? I'm not hearing you now.
So go and get some people on, me I give my own, me I switch over to the computer because,
Oh,
you know, since I
all
got to be
right.
careful what I say. Let me go on
So
the big
that
screen.
is I think Rob Simmons also sent in his own big up CC Sports Lab in the building. I think Rob Simmons also sent in a group of names. Let me see if I can find that. Where is it, Rob Simmons? I think Rob, there you go. Rob Simmons says Pinnock, Nana, Bell, Lambo, Brown, Taxi. All right, and who have passport and who don't? Question sign. So he has only chosen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 names. So what we can do is look at the names that come up more often, which is like Pinnock. So far we noticed that Pinnock, Lowe, Bell, and Dexter have come up on 2 of the list that we have looked at so far. Remember, you can determine how many defenders you will be taking to the Gold Cup and then select your team. So we have Eagle Republics. Big up Mr. Rudolph Speed. Oh, Mullines lose. Wall scored a hat trick. Yes, Ketara.
Yes, my boss. So this is how I build a squad. Um,
Yes.
how many players are going to the Gold Cup? What's the size of a Gold Cup squad? Yeah, let's start. So I'm going to be out of myself today, and then the next show manager, I go back into being myself just to show some gentlemen that I know the Queen's English. I know where to punctuate and put a comma and put a full stop, etc. So,
You
some
should not do that, though, you know. Because what
no,
happened is,
I'm just showing
no, I'm just saying, if you
that
start
I
out like that
am
and then you make any.
multi-talented,
All right, go ahead. I was trying to, but go ahead.
multi-talented. Full stop. So, Manningsman, comma, could you please indicate the number of players that are permitted in a Gold Cup squad in 2023? Question mark.
23. And then you have
23.
like, yeah, I think the provisional goes up to 30.
23. So, in building a squad, my approach would be to have 2 players per position, and then the additional place would go to the third goalkeeper. That's how I would be building my squad. So I would start my defense with 2 right backs, 2 left-sided center backs, 2 right-sided center backs, and 2 right backs.
2
Good.
left backs. You said right backs. Yes.
2 left backs, two
Yeah.
left-sided center backs,
Yeah.
2 right-sided center backs, and 2 right backs.
Yeah. Okay. No, you say it correctly. That's 8.
Clippers, clip that.
And cataract. No.
No, that's why I make you a barber and come and
You
squeeze the
just said that
bumper.
you're going to speak the Queen's English and now you break out in Patois. You see why you're not supposed to do it, sir? That's what I was telling you not to do, because if you say you're going
Hey, boy, you want me to talk Guyanese to you? Yeah,
God,
what you want me to do? What you want me to do, boy?
all right.
You
So that's
understand?
eight
I have,
defenders.
I have
You
lived in 8 countries.
you have
Hey,
been you're going,
Charlie. Hey, Charlie. We
you're going to
can be
build.
like Ghanaian and I can speak Ghanaian because I grew up a year or 2 in Ghana because my father, the ambassador. There. What you want?
So
I'm
you
multi-talented. So
you
I know the picture. I know they the picture. Stupid fool.
You're going to use 8 defenders.
I they
Two in
use
each.
8 defender. 2 in each position for Jamaica. For the
All right.
Yardies. So let's go.
Yeah. All right. So 2
Buenos
left
días.
backs.
¿Cómo está usted?
Let,
Dos a la derecha. Por el equipo
Cataract, come on, man.
Jamaica.
Listen.
Me know Spanish too. But the things that me have done.
Cataract.
All right, so
Cataract.
look.
Cataract.
2 left
Cataract.
backs. 2 left
Cataract.
backs. Let me ask
Cataract.
you a question.
Cataract. Cataract, just listen to me a little bit now, man. Let's if you're gonna be on the show, let's have a show and focus on that. Don't bother with the changing and stuff. All right. So 2 left backs. Let's go. Who are the 2 left backs you would choose?
Amari Bell.
Yes.
And am I allowed to?
I'm listening to
I
you
was
because you said that you're going to
Amari
present
Bell
this.
and Tyreek Mitchell would be my 2 left backs.
All right. So let's stick with Amari Bell. Tyreek Mitchell, I don't think Tyreek Mitchell will be ready for the Gold Cup.
You don't think Tyreek Mitchell will be ready for the Gold Cup? Amari Bell?
Let's choose players who we know are available and then put in bracket a player that we're not sure is available. So you can say, okay, if the if player would be Tyreek Mitchell if he's available.
Yes. So
Because we don't know that he has started any process to be a part of the Gold Cup squad. We don't know that process has actually started. All right.
Except, but what we do know that the young man is Jamaican and is probably favorably, might be looking at Jamaica. We don't have any inside information.
Yeah. So let's put that in bracket.
Okay.
But so who would be the
Greg Lee.
alternative? Yeah.
Greg Lee.
But all right. So let's pull up Greg Lee's stats. Look at his stats.
You would like me to look at Greg Lee's stats? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go there, and I can
Because isn't Greg Lee injured? Hasn't he been injured? Haven't been playing a lot. Should we include him? And wasn't Taxi drafted in for the Mexico game?
No, you're asking me my squad, or you asking me?
But we did say that we were going to have a discussion though.
Yes.
About the players. So you just want to name them and we don't. All right.
No. We can have the discussion. What I'm saying is that if I'm just going to pick the players that Coach Hardrimson picked,
No, man. We're not doing that. We're just picking our players.
Right.
But we want to know that I don't want to pick somebody who, like, I have to compare. Like, it would be good for us to compare to say.
So Greg Lee has played 14 games this season in League One for Ipswich Town, who have been promoted to the championship.
Okay, a lot of those games are in the early part of the season before he got injured.
Okay.
So when was his last game?
My information. Please, okay, let me get. Hold on.
Yeah, man, you have time. Just pull it up. So we want to give the people credible information.
All right. So let me go through the statistics first as to why I'm looking at Amari Bell. Amari Bell and Greg Lee as the 2 left backs. Greg Lee has played 10 games for the season, which is not a lot of games.
There you go.
It's because the game generally, if you look at Amari Bell, he has played 43. Greg Lee has played 14 versus 43. Omari has gone through the season without being injured, and we know that there. But if we were to take the same stance, Ethan Pinnock only played. Hold a minute.
Yeah, but we don't want to do it that way, though.
No. I'm comparing number of games. Ethan Pinnock, who is the linchpin of our defense, we can all agree, by the big man that they might drop, has played only 27 of the 38 or so games that are here.
Yeah, but that is 2 times more than the.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask you, Mannings, is Is there a minimum number of games that a player must have
Yeah, that
played
is
this
why
season?
this is why I'm saying that I don't want to have a discussion where all right. So Greg Lee
No,
has been, yeah, man.
it's
So
a
let's
real conversation. Is
yeah,
there
man.
a
So we have,
minimum number of games
no, man.
that
So no, that's not how we're doing it. What I'm saying, just listen me out. All right. So let's focus on Greg Lee because he may be rightfully in there. Because remember now, we are not trying. We're trying to find who are the left backs. So you have chosen Greg Lee. Somebody else has put in Kemar Taxi Lawrence. So what we have to do is look at what they have been doing to see if one um, is more match fit, has more playing time than the other, and then we can say, well, even in that case, Greg Lee is the man. So in this year, since the start of the MLS, Kemar Lawrence um, has played, and I think this is all the games this club has played in the MLS. He has played in all 8 games that they have played,
so
and that
so
is
the
720 minutes.
so you asked the last game that Greg Lee has played, and
Yeah,
that would be on the 25th of April 2023.
right. Which is, and that was when I think he just came up, which is like a month. Well, not a month,
A month.
a couple of weeks. Yeah, no, a couple of weeks
Clippers,
ago.
Clippers, Clip
Yeah,
Manning.
yeah, a couple of
Come,
weeks ago.
Manning's
Yeah,
the 20. No,
Chetara,
no,
come
man,
on, we
no,
have a
man.
serious
Manning's is
conversation.
5. Manning's the 25th was a week and 2 days ago.
Okay, fine. A
Okay.
week.
Yeah, man. 'Cause they had a double. They
To,
had a double. We
today's
are
the
at the,
8th.
we are at the 7th. Okay. Okay. Today's the 8th. But
So he
I
has
was
played. He has
counting back
played
at the 7th.
41. So this season, so far,
He's
Kemar Taxil.
just. So, oh, you want Kemar? Okay, you speak, and I
No, man.
will
So no,
bring
I'm
up my
just giving
missus.
you the stats, and then we can still say that okay, let's go with Greg Lee. But Kemar Lawrence, for this season, he has played eight, um, which is he has played 8 games for his club team, um, which is in the MLS, Minnesota.
So let us make a comparison, right?
All right,
And I am
go ahead.
ready now. I am ready now. Oh, let me see if I mute the mic. I am ready now to give a comparison, right? Um, so Greg Lee has played 14 games, Mari Bell 43 games, Kemar Lawrence 8 games. Clearly, Amari Bell has played 3,762 minutes versus 720 minutes for Kamar Lawrence versus 429 minutes for Greg Lee. Greg Lee has only started 3 of those 14 games. Kemar Lawrence has started all 8 of his games. He has not been subbed off. However, when Greg Lee had started, he has never been subbed off in those games. That's important, right? Greg Lee has had 319 touches. Kemar Lawrence has had 437 touches. Amari Bell, 2,252 touches. Greg Lee has recovered the ball 25 times in the 14 games. In the 8 games, Kemar Lawrence has recovered the ball 35 times. Amari Bell has had 233 recoveries. However, here. In the 14 games, Greg Lee has only lost possession 95 times, while Kemar Lawrence in 8 games has lost possession 124 times. Amari Bell has lost possession 716 times in the 42 games out of 2,252 touches. So what this stat is telling me is that Kemar Lawrence is losing the ball at a higher percentage than the other 2 left backs. Let us go ahead. Greg Lee has scored 1 goal. He's the only one who has scored a goal, right? Amari Bell has had 2 assists, and Greg Lee has had managed 1 assist in the limited minutes. Kemar Lawrence has had no assist. Greg Lee has created 8 chances versus. So let us take out Amari Bell and just look at Greg Lee and Kemar Lawrence. Because we can agree that Amari Bell is the number one.
Yeah. Nobody's questioning that.
Nobody's questioning that. So let me delete Amari Bell, right? And just focus on the two brethren. So 1 assist versus 0 assists. Kemar Lawrence hasn't had any assists. He has created 7 chances versus 8 chances by Greg Lee, even though he has played more minutes and he has lost the ball more.
But he has also recovered, have greater ball recovery.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He has had greater ball recovery.
Right. So
10 more times. Yes.
There you go.
Right. But he has lost possession. He has played less games and has lost nearly 30 times, 30 balls.
No, you can't. You have to use the minutes. No.
Man.
No,
yes, but hold on.
Keter, just listen.
Let me go now.
No, Keter.
Okay, sir.
You cannot say. Let's just go through this thing clearly. You cannot say that he has lost. He has played less games. Even though he has played less games, he has played more minutes. So you have to use the minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So the statistic that is normally used, let me revert to that, is how many times you have lost the ball versus how many times you have touched the ball. So forget the minutes. It's about how many times you have touched the ball and how many of those touches resulted in you losing possession. So 1/4 of the time that Taxi touches the ball, 1 in every 4 times he touches the ball, he loses possession of the ball. Right? Greg Lee is keeping the ball 319 times and only lost. So he is 1/3. Taxi's at 1/4. So Taxi loses the ball more than him. 25% more of the time, Taxi loses the ball. There's no question about it that Greg Lee is more careful with the ball in this statistic. We can't argue that. The 1 assist, Greg Lee has created 1 more chance than Taxi, right? With the number of touches he's had. Where Taxi is superior is the passing accuracy. Taxi has attempted 258 passes at a 72% passing accuracy. Greg Lee has attempted 183 passes at 66% passing accuracy. So Taxi Lawrence is superior in terms of passing accuracy. You would agree that, right? And we see that for the national team.
Yeah.
You would agree, right? No one can doubt that as a left back, Taxi passes the ball well, right? We have seen for Greg Lee that he's the player that more takes care of the football and sort of close out the game. But so give Taxi his due, right? In terms of the breakdown of the passes, I didn't ask you the short passes there. Okay. Long passes, Greg Lee attempted 23 at a 35% accuracy. Taxi attempted 43 long passes at a 31% accuracy. So Taxi is playing the long ball football. Taxi is playing the long ball football, while Greg Lee is not attempting as many long balls, right? In terms of crossing, which is an important aspect, Taxi has attempted 24 crosses, Greg Lee 20. Both of them have the same crossing accuracy, 25%. So 1 in every 4 crosses that they attempt is accurate. Taxi has 1 through ball. Greg Lee has none. Neither of them has had any successful lay-ons. Now here we go now. Passes completed in the opposition half. Kemar Lawrence completed 117 passes in the opposition half, as opposed to Greg Lee, who only completed 69 passes. So Taxi is playing clearly in a more attacking posture. Now, the question I would put you, Manning, is when you think on it, you can tell me if what is it that we require for the Reggae Boys in that position. In his own half, Taxi 75 passes versus Greg Lee 57. In terms of forward passes, of the passes completed, and I'm going to break it down for Kemar Lawrence, 144 were forward passes, 39 were back passes, 75 were side passes. And of the 75 side passes, 63 were to the right and 12 were to the left. Now, you'd expect that because there's not supposed to be anybody to the left of a left back, right? So you would expect. No, there's not supposed to be anybody to the left of the left back.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, Cataract. Zivchenko have somebody to him left. Because he come inside. Zivchenko for Arsenal.
Yes, I'm saying that's not what you're expecting.
No, yeah, all right, go ahead.
The traditional role of a left back. The
Yeah.
traditional role that was given to a left back is that you hug the touchline,
Yeah.
right? The touchline is your friend.
Well, modern day football now, they play a lot of inverted. So you say that.
Right.
But I do agree with you though. Yeah, you're not supposed to have anybody to your left as a left back. That is outside.
For the most part, unless you cut inside it. So
Yeah.
those passes where you might see to the left are where you cut inside and then
play
you're
it. Yeah,
sending the ball to the left winger, maybe. You know, or the or the winger.
Who have more passes to their left?
Taxi 12, which again I'm saying is
because
in
he plays
line.
a more inverted role, and so what happened with his team, which is I think is something to look at. While the stats are very important, it is how they play for the team, because how Taxi team play in Minnesota is that he comes in and plays as a left-sided centre back when the right back goes forward, which is probably why he ends up playing some of the passes to his left, because somebody else will come back out there while he stays in the centre back position. So while we look at the raw stats and it's very good, it's also to understand their role within the system that they play. And is that the role that they will play in the national team? Because I know that the coach has spoken about this, about the fact that defenders need to defend. And so I think at the end of the day, the defenders that he's going to select are the ones who have a better ball retention. They keep their defensive position. Those are and ball recovery. I think those are the three main criteria. The other things are important, but do you keep the ball? Do you win back the ball? And do you defend? Do you defend? If you are attacking, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult based on how the coach plays. But you can go ahead, and Marlon is going to join us as well.
And I would have to say to you, Mannings, I co-sign, but not on your house loan, but I co-sign that one there. So. But we know you buy your house cash. So I'm telling the pastor when I rent a house and then sitting there. We are big people. Marlon too, we are real big people. But what I'm saying is you have said everything correctly. I co-sign on everything you said. Right? You have accurately put it. So which is why I selected Greg Lee. But let me dip a little bit more in the stats. Where let me start them guy. Okay.
All right. Well, you find them. Marlon, welcome to the show. I mean, what say you based on
let us pause it. Let us pause it and get Marlon's take, and then we can go back again now to the defending, which you spoke. But we are dealing with the passing and those things. Marlon,
so in terms of you've been listening. Marlon, you did the same thing. You said you would select 8 players. Similar probably to what Ketaraka said. No.
23 months.
23 months, good. So left back, what say it you? He says Amari Bell is number 1.
Bell has put himself as a first choice here. I think Greg Lee didn't have the best of season. Had a little ligament damage in the early part. But since he has came back, I think Davis has been the one who's been left back for Ipswich most of the time. So, but Taxi has no good this season. As Cataract said, he has lost the ball a lot of time, but most of the time he lose the ball. He's in an attacking third. Right? So as you stated a while ago as well, that most of the time when the right back goes, he's basically come inside to be the second centre back there. So that's why as Cataracts, he have a lot of left-sided pass. The winger tends to go out and Taxi comes in. So that's why if he square, because even Saturday night, I was watching Saturday night against Javin Brown. He literally came in and let the winger go there. So Javin Brown have to track the winger. So that's why he have a lot of outside pass. But when it comes to defending, both of them are two good defenders. But I think with Taxi basically coming out in starting the season off, right? And they're touching off now, and Greg Lee not having that much game time. That's why I've gone with Taxi. Even before the Mexican game, remember I came on the show and I said Taxi will be called up. Everybody was like, Taxi is finished.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think people said Taxi is finished. I think what people said was that Taxi had retired from international
No,
football.
but I can't. People say about person will say that Taxi doesn't have it to play international football again.
No, man, I have not heard that. I have heard
No man,
people
person
say,
have said that. Person have said that. I've been a lot of platform and person say that
but
Taxi is not good and
so I want to bring to
so
the attention though, because discrimination is a serious thing anywhere. Manning's man. How come, bad up Marlon for twisting camera left and right? And I may have strength for.
Mark. All right,
X,
sir. So you're that the man them go clip.
I may have strength for. XYZ, I've never ever told anybody I own cataract, so I
That,
play
you
sound.
see, cataract, leave the
No, no,
comment
no, no,
section.
no, man, I have to make the
Marlon,
thing
for
clear.
cataract sake, sir. We don't want you, sir. Treat the center, me, I treat you with favoritism, sir. You understand me? If you can, sir, can you flip your phone, sir? Because we don't hear you.
Yes,
You see, man?
everybody. Look, you see.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Me learn
yeah.
something today, because I'm not too big to learn, I'm not too big to learn. I never know that. So all the
so
time,
when you say about
me,
discrimination,
no,
Man say
but
discrimination.
maybe that's why me not, maybe that's why you're not see me point somebody the video where me
I
know
told
say,
discrimination. I told
well,
discrimination. Hold on a sec. We have
man
a
is man.
caller.
That's why they not see me. Because
Hold on. We
through
have
my phone there, so it cut me out of the sound picture. So now you're gonna see me in every dance. Cause the
God have
phone I got
mercy.
the landscape.
Anyways, we have Ardian. Ardian, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Blessing and respect, to your
Yeah,
panelists, and everybody in the chat and stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, I work with the FIFA called the management, so I can't say this in a minute. You see, so here my person attack about taxi. And the last game when them called back taxi the other day, I never like what taxi playing on Jamaica side. I tell you the truth. And the thing about this, the thing about this, if you see the last couple of matches Greg Lee played, the man look good. Trust me, me ever like to see Greg Lee play on the left leg. Trust me, the man put opponent under pressure with him crossing and everything and them stuff this. And the man come back and then defend also. Why sometimes Taxi kind of when Taxi reach up at the front, Taxi kind of last. Taxi never no run back more time and me don't know if I feel get kind of all I know and anything there. You see, yeah, but that my sense. Me feel say a Greg Lee should have over Taxi. Trust me. Taxi to me, no. John, no. Not because Greg Lee, I think. Greg Lee forget all about that. I just that me I say no man is man. I'm blessed myself.
All right. Big
You
up.
see,
Yeah, man. Big up Ardian. All right. So Ardian says he would go with Greg Lee. Cataract says close, but he would go with Greg Lee. Marlon says, given what he has seen as Taxi, he'd go with Taxi. And the stats between them is not like far apart. It's not like you can say, whoa, this one is way ahead of the other. This one is way ahead of the other.
So
Uh,
I think Mannings, and before I finish off the statistical analysis, because I want to demonstrate that we are just not chatters. I would bring Kemar Taxi Lawrence into a 30-man pool that you're cutting down. And so then it would be down to the coach looking and seeing which of those two left backs, sorry, are fit what he is trying to achieve at the Gold Cup. So I believe they would be in a 30-man pool, and then you make the cut. But
Yeah.
also remembering that Dexter Lembekisi can play on both flanks.
Yeah, but if you're picking an 8-man defense, though, do you want to have players specific to the position? I don't think it is wise to like uh, 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 all right. Sometimes I think if you pick players to play in a particular position, and then when you need to make substitution, you don't play them in the position, and you play someone who speak for a next position. It's a little tough. I think if you want Dexter Lembekisa to play as your second left back, you pick him as that. But don't pick a second left back and then play your right back as a left back. That's my thing. I don't like that kind
No,
of
but
coach.
I knew Dexter Lembekisi as a right back coming all the way up. It is this season that he was converted by Wolverhampton to the PL2 team to take the left back.
And maybe because I wanted him to play like
Dr. Dex. Why would I name the man?
yeah. But all right. But what we can say is that Amari Bell first choice, and then there's a close match between Taxi and Greg Lee, and we leave it there. All right? Yeah, tie and neck and neck. Coach.
No, neck and neck. So
Yeah.
the left-sided centre back now.
Yeah. Well,
So
Ethan.
my starting centre back pair as we speak now would be Ethan Pinnock and Damian Lowe.
Okay. That all right. Leave it right there, Ketarak. What about you, Marlon?
For centre back, I think given what he have done so far in his 16 game, I'm looking to see Michael. If there's no centre back coming in, new recruits coming in, I think Michael Hector might be in for a recall. Right? If we're gonna use Maria, but Hector can play because I think he's had a better season than Maps. Right? He went to a struggling Charlton team and he went there and put his mark on it. He used his experience and everything, and he has been outstanding for them. So it will be Low, Pinnock, Hector.
No, but you broke your rules, brother.
Okay.
When you're starting
Okay.
centre back.
You two man them are Low and Pinnock.
Clip him.
Low and Pinnock. The two man who start in Mexico.
We agree. Man is man.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
starting centre back pair.
I mean, unless someone exceptional were to come in, or we know that someone exceptional has gotten a passport. Those are the two that we would have to go with. Though I will say this. Though I will say this. Damian Lowe has been spending a lot of time on the bench at his club.
But Marlins, you remember what I told you? I tell everybody, Cataract was on the forum same time when I said it at the end of the day. I said it's a good move going to a bigger team, but for a footballing reason, it's a bad move because I didn't see him breaking it. He played Saturday night still against Red Bull, played the full 90. That's really good. But those fearing Elliott and Gleason, it's very hard to separate them.
Yeah, because Philadelphia normally have the better defensive record, and it's not just because of Andre Blake. They're a very good defensive team, so it may be a good move, but he has certainly spent a lot of time on the bench this season. All right, now my question would be, Cataract, is a player who's sitting on the bench in better match condition than a player recovering from injury, and that player starts playing? So, for example, Greg Lee was injured. He has come back and he has been playing. Damian Lowe, for the most part, has been on the bench. How do you measure now match fitness when one is playing and one is on the bench?
The bench player, because you'd have been totally out when you're injured. You would be doing recuperation. While a player who is on the bench is kept match ready to come on and impact the game or to replace a player at any given time. So sitting on the bench is not a death sentence. It's when you're not there on the bench or when you're not there nowhere in the stadium, like how Tyreek Magee did there at Cassiopen. that's when it becomes concerning. So there's nothing with being on the bench for me in international football, and there have been other players who are on the bench at big clubs, but
All
they
right.
start for their national team even in the World Cup.
All
So
right.
that is not a problem for me. And you remember the coach would have spoken to wanting a core and some
Yeah.
stability. So I think Damian Lowe would have his spot right now. But it would become more difficult if some things which I know, let me speak for myself, happening in the background in earnest are happening. You're not gonna be able to sit down on the bench and have a man up starting at the Premier League and you earn your spot over him. Or a man starting in the championship for 40 games, you're not gonna earn your spot over him. But for now, as we speak today, Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe.
Yeah.
For the
Hold
for
on.
the
I have some breaking news. Can I go ahead? But I have to show a picture. Breaking news, people. I think this is so let me see if I can share this with you. Just receive this bit of breaking news all the way from Iceland. This is the starting 11. And as you can see, look who has made the starting 11. Do you see that? You seen it, Cataract? You seen it, people?
breaking news, management.
Richard
Break
King. No, Richard King and Dwayne Atkinson. They have made the starting 11 for their new clubs. That's good stuff. They,
wonderful.
they
Wonderful.
recently got signed and they
We
just
can show this.
made,
Manage.
yeah.
Let's see this.
What is that? Uh,
Somebody just get their Jamaican passport in the English Premier League. Somebody just get a passport 5 minutes ago in the
Gee.
EPL.
Yeah.
Me
But
feel like set. Me feel like set. Me feel like. Me feel like
Cataract,
set.
yeah, try
Me not
Cataract.
do
Let
the
me
bird.
finish with
Nah,
my
do the bird.
breaking news and then you talk about your breaking news. Coming on, you overshadowed the thing, man. So
Overshadow the thing. Okay.
big up to the two young Jamaican players. Congratulations to them. You understand me that they just moved, new environment, and they have broken into the starting 11. So big up to Dwayne Busy Atkinson and Richard King. We'll give you the results of the game, all right, as it progresses. Now, Cataract um, has even better breaking news. Go ahead, Cataract.
I just saying to you,
We didn't hear
EPL,
what you said.
an EPL player, me cover up in face, has something like it looks like a Jamaican passport to me. Ha ha. Valid from the 3rd of May, 2023 until the 2nd of May, 2033.
Okay, so you see, a EPL defender just got his Jamaican passport.
EPL
Attacker. There is a defender.
midfielder.
Okay. I think I know who that is.
Ready for the Gold Cup.
All right. All right.
But if I was you people, if I were you people, I would try to watch Mannings, man. I try to be here at 11 o'clock every day this week. Because another passport is in DHL right now. And anything happening, I am sure sports the thing there.
yeah.
Me tell a man and a man get vexed when me say a two place my thing there. I am sure sports and
No.
coaches this. You know,
No,
see
man.
me nowhere else.
No.
The
You have to fix.
two where you
No,
can catch. Me thing there.
no. People, let me just correct the statement.
Correct it.
You can listen Cataract and I am sure sports and the coach is this.
You
Where
can
his thing
see cataract,
is
but
see.
I am sure
Listen.
sports.
Where
Yes.
his thing is at
Where my
is of
exclusives are.
where Cataract thing is at is of no business to the
Passport
coach.
a run. And Ian have nothing to do with them passport. So Ian 2 passport different from my passport. Hey, people, passport and reach a E. Hey, people, passport and Lego. Big up Pika. Big up Pika. Big up. Hey, passport and move like, what? Hey, passport. Ian, Mike, man, I have nothing to do with Ian passport. I may tell you, say, next passport, they in a DHL. Big up, Pika. I believe they have to keep it down. Hey, passport.
So who would be
passport and fly? Cheers to Pika. No, hold up, my name's Cheers to Pika. Cheers to Pika. It's CEO and the hard working.
We so reach 2 hours in the Cataract, we didn't reach right back yet, you know.
Yeah, man, but we can't. No, but we have to stop. No, hold on. When the people them do something, because I never know about Ian 2. We just know about 2 at one land 3 minutes ago, and the next one, Josh Shubath. Passport run, brother. Everybody serious. Win the Gold Cup. Win the gold. Yes, fresh God, but get excited. What you? If you don't want to get excited for your team, you don't get excited. Someone everything me do, someone are sitting for say.
But you mustn't drink a lot. Hey, you mustn't drink a lot of Pepsi, sir, because it's not good for you.
This is not Pepsi, sir.
Okay, just checking.
This is exclusive whiskey, sir.
Red wine?
No. This is exclusive whiskey. This is whiskey.
Tennessee?
No, whiskey. I can show you back later.
All right. So now, let's go on to this, right? So Marlon, so who would be a cover for Ethan Pinnock on the left side of centre back? Because remember we're picking 2 person, for each position.
I think I'm gonna give Hector the benefit now. That's where we've been playing for Charlton, and he can play on the right side as well. So.
Okay, so you'll give Hector the benefit. You'd select him as a left-sided cover. Cataract, who is your left-sided cover at centre back?
Deshaun Bernard. And I would select Michael Hector as the right-sided cover. Those would be my 2 covering centre backs.
Okay, so no place for Richard King.
In the 30 man.
Okay. All right. What about?
But let me tell you about Richard King. Let me tell you about Richard King. Hold on. Yeah. Ask that question. Let me tell you about Richard King. He would be in the middle of a season, which would be he would be the sharpest. The players from England would have finished their season. Some of them nearly 6 weeks, so they would be rested. So there's a question to ask: do we want rested players or players in the middle of their season? I put that to you, man.
Oh, somebody just asked a very valid question. If King has gotten his US passport visa, because remember, I think he missed.
Ian working.
He missed the World Cup qualifier because he didn't have a
World
visa.
Cup qualifier. Well, he was in Gold Cup contention. World Cup qualifier.
So what about you? Who do you have him in your squad? Marlon King.
Well, as I said, if there's nobody else coming, as Cataract mentioned, Deshaun Bernard. Deshaun has been playing mainly right centre back and right back. So as I said, he and Hector. But I think with King being a part around the squad, I think I'll bring King over him, meaning that it's a 23-man squad.
King over who?
Over Bernard.
So what about Latibo here?
Well, no. If that's the one person who can come out and walk in the side now as a right back.
As a right back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you'd put Latibo here at right back.
Yeah, man. The guy hasn't played centre back for the longest while, unless it's in a back three and he's still more attacking.
So he would play over Lembikisa or Lembikisa.
But we don't reach right back yet.
Yeah, of course.
So if you're not bringing him at centre back, There are centre backs we are speak about. Because I would have to say that the other centre back that I would include in a 30-man squad, if King doesn't have a visa, is none other than Wesley Hardy.
It's hard in the back four like Cataract. I only seen him in the back four, I think, once for the season.
So you're saying that the coach is never going to play a back three?
Huh?
You're saying the coach is never going to play a back three in the tournament?
I didn't say that, but we haven't seen him done it as yet.
Yeah, but so I'm looking at the fact that if the coach needs to play a back three, you will have an experienced player who's been
Well,
playing in the back three.
that's where he and Latimer there we excel in the side.
Yes, I'm agreeing with you. So Wesley
So
Hardy,
that
Manning,
means
you make notes?
trust me.
Me notice you make the notes on the Manning.
No worry yourself.
You are the note taking boss, you know.
So that means then Mariappa is totally out of the squad.
Thank you for your
Because
service.
nobody mentioned his name.
No,
I find it hard for him, man. I find it hard for him to get in the squad.
Look, Manning, for the sake of the people who are being deported, who are being taken up, we cannot have ice and do them work. Brother, it don't look good, brother. Right now, two man from around a rim are gonna free me. The world want to see me. No, what I say?
We don't have a lot of time. We have to go through this thing, man.
Man, it's a big program. This is a man. It's a big program. This.
Dre, welcome Dre Anyweather to the platform. Dre,
Yo, big up on yourself. Check in.
We are at so Dre.
Bless up yourself, Dre.
Dre, bless up. Just give me your 2 left back and your 4 centre back. Quick and fast, because we're not itch.
2 left back. Bell, Greg Lee. Centre back.
Who's starting? Centre back.
Centre back starting first. Pinnock. Bernard. Then we have King. Law. Right back. Reach right back yet?
No,
Go ahead, man. Give me right back.
But you start off, kick off the right back thing.
All right, back. Dexter, Dotty Dex, and Joel Latimer there.
Okay.
Go again.
So-
Just repeat again slowly.
He says, this is what he wants. Bell,
No, the right backs. No, just repeat the right back slowly, please.
Dexter, and Latibodier.
Dexter and Latibodier. Kevin Reed, it's Deshaun Bernard of Manchester United, who is currently on loan at Queen's? Where's he on loan at now?
I need to finish up this part with Dre. So Dre, you're saying that you would start Bernard and Pinnock over over Lowe and Pinnock?
Yeah, I would.
Wow. And then for cover, you'd have Richard King
And Damian Lowe.
and Damian Lowe.
That's
Wow.
correct.
So there's no Mariappa.
No, Marietta time has passed. Right now we're looking to 2026 stability, and we have an age where we're trying to reach.
And Javian Brown don't make a team either.
Dexter take with Javian Brown game. In a 30 months, in a 26-man squad. How much is the Gold Cup? 23 or 26?
23. I believe it's 23, unless something changed. Right, Marlon?
All right. 23, Javian not gonna make it. 26, we have a spot theme.
Go ahead, Marlon.
Oh, they said it's 23 because I was talking to somebody from Canada. I said it's 23.
Yeah. I don't see how you don't start Low and Pinnock though, because they have been playing. I mean, they are probably the most senior. I don't see how you're going to the Gold Cup and start Bernard in the Gold Cup in his probably first appearance at Jamaica over Damian Lowe, playing in the USA against the USA at Soldier
All right, man, check this out. Remember that we're trying to get a friendly before the Gold Cup. could be 2 friendlies before the Gold Cup. So hopefully we can get Bernard some minutes looking alongside Pinnock and then also alongside Lowe to see how him pair up. But I
Okay.
believe that he will be starting, in my opinion.
Who? Bernard.
Bernard.
Okay. Okay.
Better drink.
Cataract. Cataract. All
No,
right.
but some make man know, so we don't always a drink whites. We have the expensive thing there.
You're right back.
The right back. My right back, Dexter Lembakisi. And I'm gonna call a name and I'm going to trust your judgment to tell me, or Ian to tell me, maybe if they can, if this is one of the passports that's flying out. It will be Dexter Lembakisi and Ethan Laird. Would Ethan be in consideration in your mind, Mannings? If not, I will name a second.
Listen. Here's what I'm thinking. All right. To bring so many familiar faces to a tournament, especially in your defense, where you're a defensive-minded coach, is a little bit worrying for me. And I am wondering if the coach will have to, at least in that 8, because I think it will be 8, have 3 at least.
But Mannings, you not tell us your 8.
Yeah, yeah, man.
So, but when you tell us your 8, we will know.
At least 3 of the players that he would have worked with prior.
So
as starters, right? And then have 1 as substitute, and then you can think about others. So, with that being said, I think like Bell definitely, Pinnock definitely, Low definitely, and I also think like the right back is unsure, but say Dexter. Now when you get into the second set of players, I think even because King is starting now, somebody are getting a feedback.
You must know that is the breaking news, boss.
All right. So what I would say is that I think just out of if King doesn't go to the CAC games, all right. If King doesn't go to the CAC games, he's going to be a part of the squad, because I think the coach could also say, listen, play at the CSC games because it will be very competitive. If he has somebody who is in good form and maturing, so that makes it a little bit complex for me in terms of who to work with. Because I think King and Busy and some of these guys can form a formidable team to go to the CSC games and give the players who are above the age the time. I don't think Laird is going to be there. So we have to find a right back. So Latibo there, I would include.
So the question I'm asking you is that do you, because Ian, so you and I speak out here, Regin, you cannot just make such broad statements like that, because I'm telling you there are players who have applied that you have no idea that they've applied. And there are players that have applied that I have no idea that they have applied. What I ask Mannings is there any credible information that Ethan Laird is on board with the project and is in the process of trying to get his application for citizenship? Is there any credible information that you have?
I mean, based on what I've heard, I think after the Gold Cup, we'll hear more about him. So I don't think he's going to be around for the Gold Cup.
Okay. So that's a simple question. We can move on.
Yeah.
In that case, I would listen. I'm going to check out and I would listen to the arguments about Deshaun Bernard versus Javian Brown. But I do know. No, not Deshaun Bernard. Sorry. If Joel Latibadier Javane Brown. Those are the options we have. Real credible options.
And Dexter.
No, Dexter is the number one.
Oh,
Dexter
so
is the
is
man.
Dexter? Let me ask you this: is Dexter a better player at right back than Latibodier, Marlon?
No.
But Dexter has the experience
What experience?
representing Jamaica.
So didn't Latibodier play in Catalonia?
One game.
So how many have Dexter played? Of
3, including one competitive game.
so.
No,
So
but and
no,
it's
no, yeah. Okay, I'm saying.
anything can happen when you're trading. You know?
What I'm saying still, as I said,
Okay, go
if
ahead, my brother.
if Latibodier have his passport, right, I think he'll be in the squad.
Yes, I am. So I am saying you believe that the clock has ticked on Javane Brown for this
Well, the
squad.
coach, we have to look from a football standpoint, you know,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you see, the coach had him as his first choice, right?
Yes.
But we speak, as I said, Wes Harding has done very well as well. So he's a person we have to mention as well.
Well, I mentioned Wes Harding as a
Centre
consideration
back.
for centre back if Ethan, if Richard King has his same passport issues. You know what I mean? So I have Wes
Yeah.
in a wider squad. So I think we are basically agreeing on the players. Would you say there'd be other young players? Because you can't. I don't think you can entrust 2 right backs because Dante Casanova, who we know has a Jamaican
So
passport, is
I see him for the CSC games. I see Dante
okay.
for the CSC games. I'm
Okay,
spot on that.
okay. I wouldn't argue it. I wouldn't argue with that. I wouldn't argue
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. And
But there is somebody.
because of the visa situation, I would have King probably do the CSC games. Unless that's free.
Is there a right back in New York who has would have
Trevor,
just gotten his
There's a very New York Red Bulls have a right back that is Jamaican.
yeah,
no man, Duncan is not is way behind Javier Brown.
What's his
If,
name?
if,
no, that's not
Duncan,
that's not the
Duncan
name I
what?
heard. That's not the name I heard.
if we're talking about Gray at NYC City, he will be an upgrade.
Great.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Huh? Trevor and Gray
Yeah,
at New York City.
yeah.
Trayvon Gray.
If we're
Trayvon
talking
Gray.
about him, yeah, if we're talking about Dre, he's the same type of player of like Lambasika, very attacking. But if it's Duncan at Red Bull, you're looking at that.
It's not. It's not.
Okay.
But Taxi, we're not talking left back. We're
No
talking
man,
right back.
Lambakisa. No. What I'm saying, Trevor Gray is the same type of player of like Lambasika. Energy going forward, good in defense.
But would you say then that you would want 2 of the same kind of right backs, Mannings and I'm going to yield to the man that will watch the MLS. I won't speak on this. I just know that player's name. Come and see one passport run, I want part run, I want part run, I want part. As I'm gonna tell you, big up Pika every time.
Look, but Cataract, even he got injured Saturday even and came off around 17 minutes. I said it to somebody. I said that I tell him, look how he plays and tell me who plays similar. And he said Lambasika, but he's very very good attacking, right? Good in defense. But I think to have 2 young players playing in the competition, that's why I said I think Latibody are blown. I think blown experience in MLS as well. I think that's where he might have a chance over them when it comes to it.
Yeah, and that's the next big point because I don't see us going into the Gold Cup in America, and just have Andre Blake and Damian Lowe as the only 2 players
But
from
nobody
MLS.
said they would be the only 2 players.
Yeah, I mean,
What happened to Corey Burke?
okay, well, and Corey Burke, that's 3.
So basically, you're saying Mannings. Let me do a Mannings man thing. So you're saying that we must just take all the 5 players who play the MLS because they play the MLS and because of the USA. So they must automatically that team.
We have another scenario too, you know.
Go ahead, dude. So another.
The
No, give us
last,
your no.
the
I,
last.
I asked your view about Trayvon Gracer as a man who watches the MLS.
Who tell us I'm watching MLS Cataract? We
Yeah,
only
man, I know
watch
you
my
watch.
team. Them I support my team. Them.
Yeah,
But
but then
but me not watch MLS
the
still.
man that have to play against your team in the MLS.
Me not on the team in the MLS. You know,
Oh,
some 17 them on my name. None of them not play in the MLS. But
that's
thing
why.
there. Hear my
That's why
scenario still.
your intro is 17 minutes long.
Go ahead, Dre.
Javian Brown still can make the trip in a way still, you know. Here why. What if, because what it go on with Greg Lee the last time with the mix up and the invitation letter and all that, what if that leave a scar upon the player or a broken relationship between the two parties that were involved? You know, Dexter Lambakisa can make that trip as a left back with Amari Bell, and then on the right side you have Javian Brown and when did I say what the player when I talk about again, man?
Latibo there.
Okay, come in. Latiba there. Because me still have Latiba there coming to the Gold Cup in the squad as a right back, not as a centre half.
I don't. If that is the case, I don't see the coach not picking. If Greg Lee can't make it, I think the obvious choice would, in my opinion, be Kemar Lawrence.
That's it.
And because remember, he basically that position. I think in the last game against Mexico was either Kemar Lawrence or Greg Lee, one out of the two. So I think it is. I think based on their form, or like I said, when the provisional squad is named and they play the games, after that, they will make the selection. But I think it's between those two. I don't think it's going to be, all right, let's see if we can move this player who is a right back to the left side so we can fill in somebody else. So it's either the experience of Lawrence or the form of Greg Lee. I think that is a choice on the left side. Oh, yeah. What say you? Let me see
So
if we can.
there's a player that I think is working on a passport. He was formerly at Hearts in the Scottish Premier League and then transferred to League One. Dimitri Mitchell.
Dimitri.
What? Yes.
I don't see him there.
You don't see him there. Okay. You see him around at one part, around at CSE.
No, you know, my wife, 25, 26.
Oh, he's 25, 26. Okay. I just
Yeah, a former Man U player.
Yeah, his name just pop up. His name just pop up in the left back situation.
I think for a pool of player, he be good, but to breaking it, no.
Yeah, but Andrew 55 is not about experience. Your experience has included some nightmares. So it's not because a man play more games than another man. So how does a new player break into the side if all we're going to say is, oh, are the experienced man? Man, I forget them debut. Man has made their debut in terms of Dexter, and he has acquitted himself well on the assignment given to him in Mexico. What say you, Marlon and Manins?
Well, Cataract, remember when we say it on coaches, I said players need to remember that when you get called now, if you want, as a coach say, if you want a seat on the bus, you have to select yourself, right? So I think what Dexter went on and do against Mexico, remember, it's the same person who run Javian up and down, right? And the guy have to definitely change, right? So I think the guy put down a good performance in the Azteca, first time playing there, right? It's not the easiest environment to play in, and it went there, right? And put in a very good performance. So you have to work with him from that. So you can't blame a man to perform good enough. The person who's been there, and I think I said it, I think this is where Damien Lowe would have to lift his game as well, because when players are coming for a certain position and you know you're there, right? You know you have to up your quality now to select yourself.
So do you agree that Javane Brown has only had one bad game for Jamaica? Wasn't he at major fault when we got knocked out of the World Cup
Um,
at that right back position?
no man, he came off the field and Alvas went on and gave away the
No,
two
no,
goals.
no, 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 man. In a match before that, man, but we never get the result.
The Costa Rica game.
Yeah, he just had an average game,
Yeah, but I think
and he always looks like he's one tackle away from a red card.
What we can say, to be fair
but
to him,
Cataract,
he was
man
better
is
in the qualifiers than. Go ahead.
yeah, this is something, and I think the coach that's his job, right? And I think every team sees Jamaica right back as a weakness to attack them on the right hand side. It's not no,
Yeah,
right?
very true.
If you look at most of I think probably about 75% of the goal that we have conceded for the longest while over the past 3 years are coming from the right hand side. On the previous Gold Cup, you see, we saw Becca and all these players and Peyton and all them going at Alva Spoil, going at Fisher, right? He come back in the World Cup qualifier, in the Nation League, same way.
Yes.
And I think that's a gap we need to plug on the field. Even though we're still singing about the CDM, that's one of the biggest gap on the field.
Right back.
Right back. Because nobody run through the middle of the field and score.
All right, hold on. We have Brian online. So let's hear Brian. So these are the names that I have people that I can say there is no argument about these names. The other names, they are question marks. So Joel Latibo there, Ethan Pinnock, Damian Lowe, Amari Bell, Dexter. So the three other names.
But Martins, I think you need to put some positions next to them so that people know
Okay, all right, fine.
what we are selecting them for.
All right, not a problem. I'll do that. But let's hear from Fresh God. You know what I don't understand? People, hit the like button. Come on, man. No, but Fresh God, let me know where the likes are at. Not even a super sticker for buy Cataract more whiskey. All right, but Brian, welcome to the show. First responder. You call me the other day and say, all right, man, I'm going to the chat, go send a super sticker. I don't know it can't reach.
You just got chopped.
It look like, I will send it, a post office.
A chop, you get chopped, Martins.
But Brian, what say you? 89 likes, people. Get it up to 100. Go ahead, Brian.
I'm madness that, man. 100 likes are minimum.
Yeah, afternoon, man. Yeah, like him send it to me now, zip me and my boss. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not come for the stream, because we don't want to mess up the platform, you see me? Because you don't know. But, you know, I think, to be honest, I don't think that Javane Brown has been as horrible as we are making him out to be. I think that, like I said in the comment, I think that he's been a decent player for us. He's fallen short on a few occasions, which we can say the same about every single player that's been in this team. I mean, there have been times when players have let us down. I remember the first time when I saw Pinnock play, I think against USA, when he was coming, I think Simon or someone was saying he's one of the best centre backs in CONCACAF, and he was below par in that first game that he played. And you know, persons were hard on him, but I think over time he was given an opportunity. I mean, he went back to the Premier League and did well, and he came back and played for Jamaica. And now he's been heralded as the best centre back that we have currently available. So I don't think it is fair if a player falls short in one or a few games for it to be how he's viewed in terms of like the hallmark of his career, to say that him can't make the team and he's not good enough. Well, I mean, good enough is relative, you know, but I don't think Brown has been that horrible for us. I mean, I've seen players who have had worse games for Jamaica that have cost us, and we still give them an opportunity, or we are still open to giving them a chance. I'm not of the view, though, that he should be selected because of his experience in the MLS, because, I mean, I don't even know how much that will count for, because it's not like he's going to play against MLS players only. But I think if he's performing well for his club, and doing a good job, then he should be in the argument and should be given a fair opportunity like the other players, some of whom have not been fully tried and proven at the international level too.
So, Brian, I want to ask you something. What I have
Right.
seen is that sometimes the context changes, right? Now, there was a time when you could be just an okay and average player and hold your side in a Jamaica. As a matter of fact, there was a time when you could be just a poor player like Fisher and Alvas
Yo,
and
nobody
hold
go
your side.
the
Hold
man
on, no, listen, listen,
hold
man.
on.
Listen.
No,
No, man, I
no,
listen to
no,
you, you know,
hold
you
on.
cut me. Hold on, as no, you can't do that, Brian. Me listen to you.
Yeah,
Brian, me
but
listen.
yeah, but
No, you can't, Brian.
Brian,
money,
all right, Brian, hold
Me
on,
not
Brian.
take the
money.
cut.
Hold
Me
on, Brian.
not take the cut.
Money.
Me
Hold
not
on,
take the
hold on,
cut.
hold on. Cataract. Brian, all right, just let him go, Brian. Let him say what he's
Money.
saying.
So hold on the money. You have to listen to me first, money.
No, me not take the cut, brother. Me I listen to you. I may I said to you, say,
No, I'm
there was a
talking to money.
time.
Just
Cataract, all right,
money.
let him talk to me. Let me
I
hear it.
want to say something to you for a second or less.
Go ahead. Can't be less than a
If
second.
Qatar go down, yeah, sorry. If the Qatar go down the path where you go insult the player them and call them name, I don't want to be a part of the conversation. So if that's going to be the conversation is going to go,
No. You know
I
that.
will hang up and allow to make him fun.
No. That not going to happen on my show. That cannot happen on my show, Brian.
So that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
No, man, you can't go
Cool.
down the path, man.
No,
That not
no,
going to
no,
happen.
no,
Go
but
ahead.
so hold on, so hold on.
Go ahead, Cataract.
If on sofa score, a man has a score in red at 4.8 in a game, what I must say, the man is an excellent player, a player excellent game. All of a sudden, we can't speak the truth. I am
No.
saying to you
No. He
that
says.
during the World Cup qualifiers,
Mhm.
Alvis Powell and O'Neill Fisher at the right back position were poor.
Yeah, I don't think that is
So
what
how
he's
is
saying.
that
Yeah,
insulting a player?
No, man. What he's saying is calling them names, no, man. You're right. Nobody's arguing that Alvarez was poor.
So what we can no man.
So continue, just continue, no, man.
Okay, good. And I'm
Right.
saying that the context where we are now, where we are seeming to be attracting elite players, there is going to be greater competition for places. That means that if you put in mediocre or average performances, it will be difficult to justify you retaining your place when you have players who are excelling for their club, coming in the training squad and excelling.
Selling. Yeah, so just calm down, Cataract, so you can say the thing. Come on and then clip you. Can you keep on saying excelling
What?
instead
No, I
of
say excelling.
excelling?
No, sir. I know pronunciation, but excelling for their club and coming to the training camp and training and performing in the training at a higher level than the player who was there and played an average game before, and then we justify that player retaining their place in the squad. The
Yeah. Right.
competition is getting stiffer.
All right.
In this is the context where we are in. We are attracting, and I know for a
So let me find
certain
out
fact.
something, Cataract. Brian,
Yeah,
do
man,
you
go ahead.
disagree with what Cataract is saying?
As a matter of fact, I don't.
Okay. So where's the argument? Because both of
Uh,
you agree.
there's no argument. All I'm saying is I'm just making the point that I don't think that Brown has been as awful or as horrible as he's been made out to be. Now, if Keterak is saying
That is true.
that
I think Brown, the reason why Alvas Powell got dropped in the World Cup campaign is because when Brown came in, the team looked better. And I think Marlon mentioned it. In the game in the National Stadium, to be fair, the issue I had with Brown is that I think he should have played through the cramps. When he came off, I felt like he basically walked off the field. And my question was, where was the fight in him? But people said to me, when a man have cramps, it's very difficult sometimes to even stand up. Alvas Powell came in, and I'm not going to say Alvas Powell is the team. And that time the team went downhill, we lost the game. But to be fair, in that game, Brown played well. He also played well in the first game that he played for the coach. Here is the issue now. I don't think Brown would lose his place because he is not playing well. He's going to lose his place because when Dexter came in, and this is how we should have the conversation, Dexter looked better than him. So it's not that you're a terrible player, no. It's just that the man who replace you look way better than you. So now you lose your spot. So that could be the conversation. Dre know this sometimes at Harborview. Sometimes Harborview have a youth playing, had goalkeeper Amal Knight doing well. He was out. The young keeper came in, and the keeper kept for the playoff. Why? Not because Amal Knight was terrible, but the keeper came in and did well, and he kept his position. So Brown, I think, is going to struggle to get into the starting 11 because the player who came in is doing way better than him. So until he start doing way better than the player, he's going to be out. But that don't mean that
Yeah,
Brown
but
is a
Mannings,
terrible baller. Go ahead.
but Mannings, I am not averse to what you are saying either.
Okay.
Because both things can be true. Because it's the same way in which we are saying Dexter must get him game now, you know. That's the same way in which Javen got his game when he came into the team. So I'm not saying
Exactly.
that Dexter is not playing better or may very well not be a better option. I'm just saying I don't think that Brown is as poor as we have made him out to be.
The
That's
word
the
poor
point.
was not. The
I'm not
word poor was not. No, Brian.
No, the word poor was
The
not
word
used for
poor was
Brown.
not used with Brown.
not poor. No,
No, no,
I'm
no, no,
using the
no.
word poor.
Don't
Honestly,
backtrack and mix up.
in the comment.
The word was used was average and mediocre. Right? And what I'm saying, and come here, man, talk my mind, you know. Me a man get friends to them and take nothing personal. Make I understand if a man need when the ball of them come back at Jamaica after them stint, a man gonna need for draft them in them clubs and then can't they when man attack. Me have no affiliation to the man, me not beg no friend. Brown is going to be the first victim of the best
Yo,
11
man,
Yeah.
come on, yeah?
represent
All right.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
The best 11 represent Jamaica. Brown is just the victim. It's not that you're bad, it's just that the best players are coming. And if you don't raise the level, then it's hard to justify.
Yeah. Like I said, listen, people, when one player replaces another, it doesn't mean that one player is terrible. It just means that sometimes a player is going through what they call a purple patch. He's looking good. I mean, Brown could have a tremendous season and become the starting player. So those things are still out there and still possible. So I think like Brian said that both things are true. You know,
But Mannings, let me
let me
say
just say,
something.
I don't agree
All
that
right.
Brown is an average, mediocre player. All right. Again, let us go back. The game that we believe that Brown played the best for Jamaica was the first game under this coach when he played against Argentina in a friendly game. That same game we used it to score Amari Bell. So if we use that game to say, wow, playing against Argentina, look how Amari Bell used. We must also um yeah you must also look at Brown. And here's the thing with Brown. Brown played well in the game. I do not agree with people saying that he's a mediocre player. You don't get an MLS contract if you're a mediocre player, and start if you're a mediocre player. The- because if you say that to me, if Brown is a starting player in the MLS and people play football in Jamaica, then don't tell me that they're any. If Brown is starting in the MLS team, and you are saying that to me, that means no player who plays football in Jamaica can even play football or should be anywhere near a football field.
Mannings,
Let me
Mannings,
say it again.
Mannins.
If
Mannings.
at the
Mannins.
level,
Leader.
finish, let
Let me
me finish.
take a minute. Let me
If
just take a
at
minute.
the
Okay.
if
You go
at the
first. You go first.
if at the level that Brown is playing, we are going to say he's mediocre. Don't you ever come and tell me about any player playing schoolboy football, playing Premier League in Jamaica, or any league. Because if you consider a starter on a regular basis, not losing his contract, being mediocre, what does that say about the players who can't
Okay,
even leave Jamaica to play in the lowest tier in that same country? Go ahead, Ketara.
good. Mannings, you're all over the place because you're trying to defend the indefensible. They are poor players in the English Premier League, which is the elite league in the world. Poor. And when their contract comes to an end, they are cut and released from the clubs. I give you an example. And not big, a player might be a decent player, but a poor player in his position. Everybody would agree that Trent Alexander Arnold is a mediocre right back.
What?
Mediocre.
What are you talking
Trent
about?
Alexander Arnold is a
Say defender.
defender, right back,
Cataract.
right,
Cataract.
not a wing back,
Cataract.
a right back.
Calm down.
Allow me to make my point.
Cataract.
I'm not allowed.
Calm down, Cataract. I'm going to allow you to speak, Cataract.
Yes, bossy.
Calm down. Cataract. Football have different parts to it. Cristiano Ronaldo is a mediocre defender. You're going to say to me, but he is not a defender. He's a goal scorer. Trent Alexander may not be the best defending right back, but you cannot call Trent Alexander a mediocre player.
You again, Mannings. You don't allow me to finish a sentence and then you take off on it. So I'm asking that the same respect I allow you to finish, you allow me to finish my point. I am saying Trent Alexander is a mediocre right back.
That is wrong.
Let me finish my point. Because he has serious defensive frailties that are exposed from time and time again and cost his team valuable points. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a mediocre right back because he is weak going forward and therefore cannot contribute to the attacking aspect of Manchester United. And those critiques are documented.
No, Cataract. Cataract, hold on a minute. Let's have a discussion.
No, but can I have a discussion? But can I finish
no,
up?
Cataract, listen. Cataract. Hold on, leader. Cataract. Give me the top 10 right backs in the EPL. Give me 10. In the EPL. Cataract.
Mannings, can I just make my point quickly? Cannot hear this.
No.
It has to go with what he's telling you, because you're not getting.
Hey. Listen, we end the show. This is not going to happen. Cataract says Wan-Bissaka, Trent Alexander are mediocre right backs because they have certain frailties. I want him to tell me who are the top right backs in the EPL because I need to understand what mediocre means. So that's what I want him to do. Give me the top 10 right backs because almost every player have areas of weakness in their games. So give me the 10 right backs.
So let me say again, there is no perfect player, but when your weakness is at a sufficiently high level that it exposes you and is detrimental to the team, that is a different point than saying a man necessarily have pace or etc. When your weakness is documented by over season after season and it is costing your team, that's a different matter. So I will tell you, You have right backs who are solid on both sides of the thing. I could name right backs who, let me tell you something. All right, let me name 3 right backs who are better than Trent Alexander-Arnold and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I'd ask you to argue with me. Kyle Walker is a better right back than Trent Alexander or Kyle Walker or Warren Wan-Bissaka. You agree or you don't agree?
No, ask you for 10. That's all I'm asking because I need you to speak.
With 10.
All right, so you're not going to give me no. All right, not a
I'm giving you
right,
3.
No,
I'm giving you 3.
No, it's all right. You see, you're not going to give me the 10.
Better
No, man.
right backs.
I did not say they are not better.
Right.
At no point did I argue with you that they are not better right backs. I asked you to name me 10 right backs in the EPL who are better than Wan-Bissaka at Manchester United and Trent Alexander-Arnold at Liverpool. All right, I will go to leader and then I'll come back to you for you to finish because he said he wanted to add to your point. We have to bring some semblance of order so we can all talk. I want to make sure that I give leader his due time to talk. All right, go ahead, leader.
Okay. It's not often that Katarak and I might agree on something, but I understand the point he's making. What I wouldn't do is single out individuals. Okay? What I understand is for the time who we had using at a certain position. I don't Mr. Powell that was there. He at a certain time was the best option we did have. Okay? Later on, it was found out that we had a better option, right? In young Brown, Javian Brown did seem to be a better option. After that, right, a number of people, when they saw young Limbikisa in his debut performance, they're saying, hold on, this guy looks like he might be even a better upgrade. And I can tell you also, Katara can probably attest to this. There are other players that we are looking to get in that will be even better than young Limbikisa. So once the standard, everything is relative, because you're going to have players that are playing in various leagues that, yes, they are good at that league, but when they step up the ladder, their frailties show up more. So basically, you have to look at who you have, and then, the better you might get. Who knows? Look here. Right now, we have, say, Mikel Antonio is supposed to be our premier main striker, right? And Shamar Nicholson. It can be possible that we can find 2 better strikers than them. It's not that they are mediocre, but we can find probably better options, right? Okay. So for a certain level, your players do well. Some of them, they are exposed at that same level that they are at. And I think that was one of the problems with young Alvas Powell, that he was exposed and done an injustice, right? Being put in that position with certain frailties that he had. So I think going forward now, our pool is going to be much deeper, right? So we'll be able to, when we are in certain situations, bring on defenders for when we need a defender, bring on a center back when we need a center back, and that sort of thing. Because that was one of the biggest problems that we had the other day, that we did not have depth, and we're having some serious depth now, and everybody has to be as good as his last game. I don't care if the last game you did X. If there's somebody else that comes and shows you up, we need to move from there. We have to stop accepting mediocrity, right? Because there were a lot of people that were keeping in the Jamaica team that have had mediocre performances time and time again. And they were kept in there, both local base, foreign base, whatever you want to call them. They had a lot of people that were being kept there who had mediocre performances. But we are stepping up now, and I think we need to look that way, right?
Let me just so leader, that's a few minutes, right?
Yeah, man.
Who said that we were not supposed to find better options? How,
But,
like, I'm trying to figure out how we got here.
but
Like,
you are
explain
trying to defend the mediocre performances that Young Brown
me
did because they
me.
were.
We hold on. We were defending mediocre performances.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Tell me the statement that I made that you would say I was defending mediocre performances. What did I say?
Cataract was a little harsh when he made a description
Do
of.
not tell me about cataract. You
No, I'm
said
just
that I
saying
was.
he was a
Hold
little
on,
harsh in his description. He
hold
was a
on,
little harsh. Mhm.
hold on. Here's a question I'm asking you, sir. At what point did you hear me defending mediocre performances?
Okay. When you basically were saying that, okay, yes, Young Brown's performance, and you gave examples of where he did fairly well. But we could have, if we had a better player there, it would have been a better performance. That's all I'm saying.
So,
You understand?
so, didn't I say that Javian Brown is going to lose his game, not because he's a mediocre player, but because the player who came in did better than him. So
Okay.
how am I defending mediocre? Here's the issue I have. I have the issue when someone says that the player is mediocre, not a performance, but the player is a mediocre player. And I said, if you call him a mediocre player, and he starts for a club in the MLS, then don't come and tell me that a player in Jamaica can play football. Who
Hold on.
cannot, let me finish, who cannot get into the MLS.
Okay, Manins.
You
When
are
you're
not
going
going
to,
in Jamaica
you
to get
can't
into the
compare leagues as apples to oranges, you know. You're going to have players that are
MLS.
in the English leagues that are mediocre in that league, and they are
Hold on.
moving to the MLS, and they are.
So let me ask you a question. So, so let me ask you a question. Do you believe that there are players who play in the present EPL who are mediocre? 'Cause that is the comparison that I made to the players who play in Jamaica.
In which league? Which league? Hold on, no, hold on, hold on. Which league?
No,
Which league in the UK you were
don't
saying
fall for the
now?
trick. Don't fall for the trick.
Which league you
Don't
said?
fall for
No,
the trick.
I want to
Don't
hear
fall
which
for
league you
money.
said. I didn't hear that.
I
The
said
JPL. The JPL.
any league in Jamaica, the EPL. Because the
The
example
EPL? No, no, I
so
don't.
listen to
No,
me.
no.
Listen to me again. Let me come back to my question. Javian Brown lost his place in the national team, not because he's a mediocre player, but because the player who came in did better than him. A player who is replaced doesn't mean that the one who has been replaced is mediocre. It means that the player who comes in could be performing. I even use could be going through a purple patch. You can go through purple patches where, as a striker, you're scoring goals. They use you to replace Mikel Antonio. It doesn't mean that Mikel Antonio is mediocre. A player being replaced don't make the other one mediocre. It doesn't. That is the argument. So let me go to it again. And then I brought
So let me ask you a question,
and I
Manins.
said this. If
So Manins.
Javian Brown starts in his MLS club regularly, the season end, they didn't trade him, they didn't put him out. Yes, he lost his position in the national team, but that is not the definition of a mediocre player. Are there better players than him? Obviously, but he's not a mediocre player in the context of for a football man.
So Manins.
Go ahead.
Manins. Again, you are moving from the sublime to the ridiculous. You are suggesting, by your argument, that there are no mediocre players in the MLS. There are no poor players in the MLS simply because they are in the MLS. And that because a player is defined as mediocre in the MLS, there can be no player in the JPL that is better than that player. Though there may be players in the JPL, for example, who may be better than a player in the MLS, who can't leave Jamaica and go to the MLS because they have issues getting a visa or a work permit. So don't go down that road. Ask me what I mean by my definition. Javian Brown. Hold on. Oh God, I can't finish
You say we
again.
must ask, but you just say we must ask you.
No. I'm finishing. May I finish a statement?
Okay, so ask me to finish.
Yes, sorry. Javian Brown, for me.
Yes.
And I made the statement clear. I said he's going to be the first victim of the philosophy that says get the best players to represent Jamaica, who make the best team, in case people want to add that. The best players who the coach Hal Wilson feels, would best fit his system and make the best team.
Totally
Therefore, with the coach going and seeking elite players,
totally agree.
Then some players whose game were mediocre will fall victim. That is different to Tapper, who was like, let me scour the JPL and find players who are retired and then bring them into. No, I listen what I'm saying to you now. It's a different philosophy.
Listen, Cataract. Do not listen, man. Listen, brethren. Listen to me. You see this thing now. We are going to tap our score. Listen, we don't need to go. Listen, we don't need to do this. I don't have to do this. We don't need to go down there, brother. Let's stick to what we are talking about. We don't need to go down there. So we don't need to go down there. You made your point. The coach is going to select and look into play. We don't need to go back down there. So we tap up and score.
Leave Tapper now, man.
All right. Okay.
Leave Tapper now. Leave him.
Listen. At the last time you're gonna have this, brother, me not bring me thing down the party. All right.
We can't forgive Tapper now, Cataract.
Let us stick to what we're discussing. Keep it there. All right. Continue.
2 minutes. I do multitasking, but let me say. Okay. So no mention of Tapper. I withdraw. I'm saying that the coach has indicated that he's determined to get the best players that are able to fit his system and represent Jamaica, right? And based on that, he has gone and sought elite players. Would you agree with that?
But we agree. We are saying
so
to
therefore,
you,
there are going to be some players who are even good for Jamaica that may lose their position because you're now elite. I'm also saying that there may be players who were mediocre for Jamaica who appeared good in my position because the alternatives at the time were poor, performing poorly. No, you can't doubt to me, does Javian Brown, yes or no, tend to lose his head in a match and make rash tackles going to ground?
Javian Brown?
Yes.
In playing for Jamaica? Of course, Javian Brown has made mistakes. I've seen.
No. I'm not. No. Please, sir, don't twist my question. Does Javian Brown demonstrate in his games for Jamaica a tendency within games to go to ground and make rash two-footed tackles from time to time, which
I can't say I've seen that as a consistent or a time-to-time performance in Javian Brown game. Okay. I think the issue I have with Javian Brown is sometimes his defensive position is not the best. To say that he's always rushing into tackles.
No, I didn't say always. No. Please, sir. I never said always. I said from time to time.
From time to time. Listen, you have to give me, when I say time to time, what that means. Because if I say time to time, is it often time to time? What do you mean by time to time? Seeing that you're going to get specific. Give me a definition of time to time so I can put number to it and tell you how many times I've seen him done that. We can go and check his card stats. So let's not go down there. Let me tell you what I am saying. Nobody, and when Brian came on, because it started from Brian, nobody said that better players aren't coming. Nobody said that some of the players will not be replaced. We all agree that some of the players are going to lose their spot because people have come in and play better. How many times are you going to say that? This conversation got to where the point where you even classified Trent Alexander as mediocre and Aaron Wan-Bissaka as mediocre. My point to you is this, that players may have poor games, mediocre games, atrocious games, terrible games, but that does not mean the player is mediocre. You cannot take a one performance, two performance out of an entire playing career of a player and say, based on these two games, just like Trent,
So let me tell you something. What makes a player elite is that he is consistently able to play at the highest level and have performances that are at the highest level. Elite players rarely have
hold on.
atrocious games.
So are you going to tell me that? Hold on.
Rarely,
hold on.
not
Hold on.
never.
Let me.
Because now we're going to have to have
Listen,
some
listen,
vocabulary.
Is Trent Alexander an elite player or a mediocre player?
Trent Alexander is not an elite right back.
Trent Alexander is not an elite right back.
No.
All right. All right. All right. So here's what I want you to do, Ketara. I want you and I to tomorrow.
And you ask a question, and I am ready now to answer you.
So let me finish. I have a call on the line. He has been on the line.
No, my caller, come in.
Hold on, man.
No problem, man.
I am muted. I am muted.
No, Ketara, just listen, man. Tomorrow, I am going to present to you all of Trent Alexander's stats in the Premier League, and I want you to come and prove to me that Trent Alexander is not one of the elite right backs in the EPL. Tomorrow, you want to challenge me? And we're going to come up with the stats and do that. All right? We're going to look at his playing career in the EPL. And I want you to prove to me from the stats the record of Liverpool that Trent Alexander in the EPL is not one of the elite.
Don't try that. Don't try that. Don't try that. Because they play in the Champions League, they play elsewhere. So don't, and for England. And for England.
In the Champions League.
And for England. Okay, good. But caller, me mute it.
Big up, Soji. Welcome.
Yeah, man. Bless up, leader. Cataract and today, guys. Then bless up on yourself, man. Yeah, man. Me understand what Cataract say, man, but you right, man. You right, man. But me understand what Cataract say. But at the same time, if Cataract, if Jamaican,
people dead.
If Jamaica, I want you, man.
Murder that soldier. Go ahead.
Me understand. If Jamaica did have one Bissaka and one Alexander. You don't think good fighting for these two guys right now?
You have to ask Cataract because
Cataract, me asking.
Cataract, you ask.
I would answer you the question this way. And I would take Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has Jamaican heritage and could easily represent Jamaica, right? Given a choice, there are at least two right backs that I would select ahead of him who have Jamaican heritage. I would have, if given a choice, Kyle Walker, I would have, if we had a choice, right? If we had a pool, that's how you know these facts now. If everybody was able to represent Jamaica, the two right backs that I would select to represent us would have been Kyle Walker and Max Aarons.
So, what happened to Reece James?
Reece James kind of injury prone.
No.
Nothing about his game. No, Max Aarons is injury prone. Reece James injury prone. Nothing about
Max up the level that game of Reece play Cataract.
But man, rush me for my thing. I give my
Max
two
Aaron over
choice.
Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yes.
Over.
And if
Let me see.
Norwich, and
Let
if
me see.
Norwich, and if Norwich, and
Let
if
me drink
Norwich,
some
and
whiskey.
if Norwich don't make it up,
Let me say to you.
look and see who for team draw for him. Got you.
Make I say this to you, man. Cataract. You see Alexander Chen is a very him good still, you know, because him win a lot of games for Liverpool too, you know. And you see Wan Bissaka, him have a weakness going forward, yes. But none of the defender them one-on-one defend as good as him, you know. So every defender have a weakness, every player have a weakness, but that only going forward and him to come back is Wan Bissaka weakness. But away from that, him better him as we management I tell you, them are no mediocre player. No. Me not see him as mediocre. No.
Listen,
All right.
if
No,
ten
so
people come in,
ask a question. So
hold on,
ask a
Cataract.
question. Ask
Hold
a
on,
question. Ask
Cataract.
a
Hold on,
question.
Cataract.
Given
Hold
the
on,
choice, given the choice. Okay.
Cataract. Just hold on, man. You're gonna make it up, man. Come in and still. People, if 10 person in this comment section agree with Cataract, that said, when he says that he would pick even a Max Aarons over Trent Alexander, if 10 of you agree, me drop the whole thing. Go ahead, Ken.
And I'm gonna pace again. Let me tell you. Let us look at who is available. And let me get serious now. Let me get serious now. Right?
No.
Hold on, man. And I put the question, and I go hear whatever. Big man talking. Here are the right backs in England. That I would say are the top 7 right backs. 7. I'm gonna take 7. And we have picked 3 out of them. Kieran Trippier, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker, Reece James, Kyle Walker-Peters, and Max Aarons. There's one I'm missing. James Justin. 7 who could have had the ability to represent Jamaica. Tell me your 3. I'm going to go around the panel. Which 3 would you select? God bless us all. Take 3 out of it. I'm not going to let management get time to say, but start with my good friend and my respect. Marlon.
Yeah, sweetheart, them, my good friend, and my right hand, Marlon. What you going to tell him, say? You're going to tell him, say, no, in tall dark hand come next.
So when me go in a dance with a 4-song class, the first thing me do, you know, a friend Jack. Hold on, when me go in a 4-song class,
Right, I was going to tell him, say what you say. Because you already start calling him all kind of names and tell him this and you're going to tell him.
Yeah, try to throw off the people. Yeah, try to throw off the people. You know. When me go in a 4-song class, the first thing me do, I look for friendly song when come from the area. That how we me, you know. And then little more from me just switch pan him in a late part of the dance. When we get rid of bass and this, get rid of sound. Me know the art of it. But let me ask again. The 7 players, you have the names them, Marlon, Dre, and you, and me I gonna tell you the 3 when me I go pick. Marlon, which 3 you gonna take out of the 7?
Kyle Walker, first choice. Trippier, second. Attack and defense. If we want to go all out attack, Reece James, defending same way. Trent to be my 4th best.
No, 3 we say that. 3.
Yeah, right. No,
you are saying Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker.
Yeah, Kyle Walker 1, Trippier 2, James 3.
3. All right. The big bad man from Ice. Where are some breaking news, boss?
Yeah, speaking of breaking news, answer your WhatsApp, you know, but
answer WhatsApp, man. Answer WhatsApp.
All right.
Oh, Jesus.
So, you don't know still what gonna be my number 1 already. So I'm gonna have to ask.
No, man, just give it. Just answer the question, man. 3 names I give you. 1, 2, 3.
So after the number 1, then it would have been Kyle Walker.
No, man, give it the name and number 1. Number 1 is Kyle Walker.
Number 1 on Kyle Walker.
Let's give it the 3 names, man.
That's quick and fast. Quick and fast. Reece James, Walker, then Trippier. My 3 die.
Give us your 3, man.
It's very simple, right?
Go ahead.
Very simple. Football. You guys, how you guys say football? Let me finish. I know why.
Somebody named
Let me finish. Trent Alexander offensive numbers are better than all the other players in the Premier League over his career and in the Champions League. All right? So, Reece James is injury prone. Reece James has not completed more than one full season while he has been at Chelsea. Kyle Walker, while he was at Tottenham, struggled a whole lot. Since he has been at City, his game has improved tremendously. Is he a better two-way player than Trent Alexander? I think when you put both of them, you'd say, yeah, two ways. And same thing with Trippier. But that's why they are in the English setup. Because what Southgate wants. But I will tell you this. If I have Klopp as my coach, my number one is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Number one. May I get Klopp come coach Jamaica? And
No,
the
Hal
number...
Grimson is the coach, sir.
Oh,
Don't
Hal
try to change
Grimson.
it around. Hal Grimson is the coach. Everybody has said that. Tell us your one, two, three.
So I'm going with Kyle Walker. I'm going with Trippier and Trent.
Okay, sir.
Well, that's the same three, but then go with Mannings, man. Yeah, that's
No,
the same.
that a your tree, Soji. I was going to ask. Remember one feel like believe you out. That a your tree.
Yeah, man.
All
No,
right.
man. Mannings, man. Me have this. Yeah, that's my three where Mannings, man, pick.
So, may I go
I
again?
read
Big
James
man now.
really injured Matata.
So, may I go with Kyle Walker, Max Aarons,
Hey, after this, me done the show.
and by
Wait, did you say Max Aarons?
Yeah, but so I can't have an opinion. I can't have me and a sheep.
Yeah, you can have your opinion, yeah.
Sorry about that. All right, go ahead. Let me clip this. Go ahead.
Clipper.
What? Yes, three way I give. Go ahead. Go ahead. No clip it.
Kyle Walker.
Yes.
Max Aarons and Kieran Trippier would be my three that I select. And Kieran Trippier, because it would be a ding dong battle between Kieran Trippier and your good and Marlon Kyle Walker Peters. But I think on both sides, if I'm looking for a versatile right back who can play left back, Kieran Trippier would edge it over Kyle Walker Peters. I tell someone.
Once a Catark is a comedy relief, they kill off with a series against
Giovanni. Mr. Rudolph Speed. Them have a technical committee meeting, Mr. Speed. I watch me. Mr. Speed. Because you're fasting, Mr. Speed.
Marlon,
Hold on. And this can I ask Mr. Speed the question? Because it's not having nothing to do with Jamaica, Mr. Speed. But indulge us. I'm giving you 7 right backs. And just saying, if you had a wish list, Santa grant you for Jamaica, right now, if the World Cup qualifier was right now, which 3 you would take? Kieran Trippier of Newcastle, Kyle Walker of Manchester United, Kyle Walker Peters, Southampton, Max Aarons.
Kyle Walker of who?
Kyle Walker Peters of Southampton.
Did you say Manchester United Cataract?
I said Kyle Walker Peters of Southampton. I don't call the name of the scum.
Cataract. You made mistake, Cataract. I'm just helping you. You made a mistake. Just go ahead.
Yes, Cataract.
Southampton. Blame it on the Woodford Reserve Distillers single malt whiskey. Blame it on that. So here we go. Let me go again. Mr. Speed. I don't want you to confuse Mr. Speed. Let me go again quickly. Kieran Trippier, Newcastle. Kyle Walker, Manchester City. Kyle Walker Peters, Southampton. Trent Alexander Arnold.
Don't laugh at my friend
Trent Alexander. Yo, Andre, me and your friend, I'm gonna give you beer breaking news. You can't help out. I'm
gonna call him both here. Kyle Walker Peters.
Call it out.
Right?
Call it out.
Kyle
Call it.
Walker, Trent Alexander,
Yeah.
right? Max Arons. He said James Justin. James Justin, I said,
James
James
Justin.
Justin, I don't have him nowhere
James
at all.
Justin. No man. We are give them the 7. We are give
Yeah,
them
man, yeah,
7
man.
to choose from. James Justin.
Right?
Yeah.
Reese
Leicester
James
City. Reece James, Chelsea.
and Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier. We are leave out. You leave out one somebody.
I want me to call everybody, man.
James Justin.
James Justin,
No,
because James Justin, right?
Kieran,
Him say one
right.
Bissaka.
No
Oh,
man, one
man.
Mr. can't represent
No,
Jamaica.
he said, let me give you a name.
Give
All
me the
right.
names.
Kyle Walker Peters of Southampton.
Yes. Yes.
Trent Alexander Arnold of Liverpool.
Yes, sir.
You have Kyle Walker Peters of Tottenham.
Kyle Walker Peters of Tottenham.
Now at Manchester City. Me call him Tottenham. Manchester. Now at Manchester
No.
City. Yeah, now at Manchester City.
Kyle Walker Peters at Manchester City.
Why in a year cup, manins?
When are
You
your
want me
cup?
to say no, Mannings man?
Kyle
Mannings
Walker.
man, you want me to say
No.
Mannings
So let me
man?
give you a name now. You have Max Aarons. He's at Norwich.
Well,
Kyle
no
Walker,
man, no,
Kyle
no
Walker
man.
Peters at Southampton. Kyle Walker at Manchester City. Trent Alexander Arnold at Liverpool. Reece James at Chelsea. James Justin
Leicester.
at Leicester. All right.
Max Aarons.
I call Max Aarons first.
No man, you never call Max
Can't
Aarons.
Trippier.
And
Max
Kieran
Aarons
Trippier.
and Kieran
Kieran
Trippier.
Trippier of
Yeah.
Newcastle.
Max Aarons. Good.
Those are the seven.
Mr. Speed, give us your 3. We are nice,
All
man,
right.
but Mannings, I'll clip you.
That's no problem. But there's no way Max Aarons can be in any list over Trent Alexander Arnold. The year when
Now
Liverpool,
changing up my style. That means that Liverpool
when
fan, when they pick him,
Liverpool won Champions League,
Cataract.
when Liverpool won Champions League,
Yeah,
Trent
Danny.
Alexander Arnold that season was one of the top right backs in the world. He was in the top 5 for right backs in the world. That's
true.
That is an
That's a
elite
fact. Yeah,
player.
that is a fact. Yeah,
You
that's
are
a
not
fact.
a mediocre player.
No.
Even if for once in your career you end up in that, you are not mediocre.
Giovanni, you're wicked.
I agree with you. No mediocre.
No. But hold on. You just said if you have one bad game, one mediocre game, you can't be class mediocre. So if you have one good season, that mean and the rest of your season then mediocre. That mean the mediocre.
No, listen what I just said. For you to be rated in your career of all footballers in all competition globally in the top 5 right backs, and I'm telling you, you cannot name 10 right backs based on stats and accomplishment that are better than Trent, even today in the EPL, which is the top league, and say that that is a mediocre player.
All right, so let me help you out. And let me ask you.
But
let me ask you, man. Is Joel
see here somebody saying that he was the best, barring Hakimi. Only Hakimi was better than him. Only Hakimi.
Hakimi, all right back.
Yes, Cataract.
Which Hakimi you talking? Sorry, just give me the club. Somebody else. No, man, just give me the club, no, brother.
He plays for PSG now.
Okay. Sorry.
He was at Inter Milan. He was at Inter Milan, then he moved to PSG.
No, I kind of mixed him up. When I think Hakimi, I think of the winger at Hakim, the winger at Chelsea there.
Zayed.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
I don't really watch French football. So I have to just keep it in England.
Then Cataract. See, you never watch the World Cup?
Yes, but I tell you something.
And you don't know Hakimi Cataract
And that's it, I don't know Hakimi, but I can't speak about his club career, brother.
But talk about his World Cup appearance. How did he do in the World Cup?
Was a good player. Was a good player. But
who did he play in the World Cup?
No, listen, hey man, me not pretend like me watch 6 games at one time and them something, bro. But watch Leeds United play. So I see a player when them come up against Leeds United. That's when I see a player.
But
right?
you watch the World Cup, Cataract.
Yes, and I'm saying
Who
that
did
is a
Hakimi play
tournament
for in the World
over.
Cup?
That is a. What are- what are- don't ramp it, my brother. Don't ramp
You man a
with
go.
me. No, brother, me have to Google nothing, brother. Calm to you, dog.
Why? Why?
Brother, me not have to Google nothing, brother. I drink my liquor. You not ever talk about film side every day. And I said Jamaica must be like film side.
Who Hakimi played for in the World Cup?
How much Muslim side there in our World Cup? That Morocco. Since you want to come with that. Never Google nothing, brother. You ever talk about film side?
You finally find
But me
it.
just know, man. But me just tell you, something. I don't know the man at PSG. Come in a 2 watch, me no 3 watch PSG, brother.
Okay.
Me not
Okay.
gonna tell no lie. Me don't know
But
nothing
Cataract,
about his club career, dog.
Cataract. Seriously now, Jed Spence.
Hold on.
What,
Me,
what,
all right. And we have all our reasoning. But just make me look for something. The man them go and talk. We just have to deal with some matters. Yeah.
Manins, as Cataract saying about right back. For me, still as a young right back in England, I will target Jed Spence.
Yeah.
He's one I will go right after. Over Max Harris and everybody.
Jed Spence.
Yeah, man.
Even over Bernard, over Latibo there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. The only person not the, I'll take over Kai Walker Peters. He has more to his game. Kai Walker Peters is a better defender, but as a two-way player, if you're looking about someone who can be the next Trippier and the next Walker, he will be the one. Very attacking, good at defending, same way.
Mirak, you beat me. So let me ask you this. And Manning's 3 hours. Thank you.
Yeah, because we're going to close out. We just hung up on Soldier. So let me just...
This is the battle of communion wine versus single malt whiskey.
Well, we're going to close the show. People, for the person asking about the rest of the suggestion we have in terms of midfield, we did say that defenders for the Gold Cup. So we're focusing on the defenders. So we need to just come back to that. I gave you the names already. Let me give you the names that, and this is just our suggestion. And this is based on the names that have come up.
I will not pick no side.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but
it
you
is
don't have
5
8
names.
yet. You cut out the name, brother.
What we have done is the 5 names that nobody is excluding. Like everybody kind of agree that these 5 names, the other names are question marks. Some person says Javier Brunson, some person says no, some people say Wes Harding, some people say no, some people say Kemar Lawrence, some people say no, some people said Greg Lee, some people say no. But these names, some people say King, some say no. But these names, nobody said no, not that one. So these 5 are the 5 that we say, okay, yeah. All right. But Soji, go ahead and then we, yeah.
No, me just no, me didn't at least you know, and just when I say, but because the picking I didn't know who in the Jamaica team now the players them with Jamaica have right now. So I have to see the players them before me comment away from the English one them me know and 1 or 2 local players. But as me say, the thing then with a mediocre team, I don't like that name Cataract because so you say Rashford is a mediocre player to Cataract? Like when have a bad season at times?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay.
All right.
So.
All right, Soji. If Manchester don't finish,
there's a form is temporary, but class is permanent.
So,
wait now.
Right, so
if Manchester don't finish, what happens?
If Manchester finish out at the top 4, would you say they have battled it?
Yeah. Okay. Because they should finish in the top 4. Yeah, I would say that.
Do you think that they will still finish in the top 4?
Yeah, man, me still see them finish in the top 4. Them need 9 points from 4 games, so be certain.
Yeah.
To certain. If they can win then 3-1 match and even lose their away match, them still qualify.
So who you have to play?
I remember the rest of the team. You know, we have Fulham coming, we have Chelsea,
and Bournemouth.
And Wolves, and somebody else.
And Bournemouth.
Bournemouth,
yeah.
Bournemouth away.
So Bournemouth away. So me winning 3 home match. So me not really mind.
You feel you can beat Chelsea?
Yeah, man, I remember beat Chelsea. I beat Chelsea, man. You know, the way how me play Chelsea. No, when we play Chelsea and share with them and them up down them yard, you know, that time Chelsea was playing good, you know. It's not like when them a go through the bad spots, when them a go through now, you know.
Okay.
So beat Chelsea, man. But and away from that, you think you'll survive Cataract? Leeds will survive? Cataract.
You're muted, Cataract.
I'm in Ghana.
But
Oh,
no, man,
okay.
God. It's very sticky icky.
No,
But
me say Leeds
no,
will see.
it's
Arsenal win the league still.
if no Leeds, it would have to be a miracle, and it's all dependent now on Sam Allardyce. No, normally we'd have gone to Manchester City and take up 6, right? So the fact that it was 2-1 mean that against the most informed team in the Premier League, hopefully we can dig off 3 points off of somebody somewhere and just lock up and get some draws. I'm gonna talk around a Victoria's Secret, some 0-0 draw. Defensively, that's what it is. It's sticky bad. It's sticky bad. When I want to go down, brother, because 16 years it take me to come up.
All right. So listen,
man.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I said you the destiny in your hand, you know, because Everton gonna do you a favor Sunday.
Yeah.
So you have to,
City have to lose like a game and draw a couple, you know, or lose 2.
Yeah. But if them lose to Everton and if them lose 2, but because you have 9 points to get and them have 4 game leave.
Them have 12. So if them only get 6, me going through with it, man. But let's see. All right, believe we close the show. But thanks again. Big up yourself, you know, Soldier. Yeah, man. All right. So people, so these are the names they have so far. So there are 3 other names. So tomorrow we're going to talk about CDMs. Right? Midfielders, because midfielders in general. But Norman Campbell has been doing well over in his league. So I have some stuff to show of Norman Campbell. Let me see if I find it here. So this is Norman Campbell. You all know him, one of the footballers over there in Europe. So let's see if we can. One of Dre from Dre's club, right, Dre?
Last represented Harborview in the Jamaican National Premier League, current defending champions of the Jamaican National Premier League. Yes, sir. One view.
It's actually the Jamaica Premier. It's actually the Jamaica Premier League. There's no N in there.
Kluba, bilo bi dobro da osvoji koji bod, ali vidimo što može Campbell prelepo odbranila. 52. minut.
So this is the second goal and this is
Bezbedilo opstanak Kluba, bilo bi dobro da osvoji koji bod, ali vidimo što može Campbell prelepo odbranila. 52. minut.
All right, so that is goal number 1. He also scored.
Why the commentators sound like he might drink the same thing me I drink?
Brother. Christ, you know that it's easy. All right, so that's Norman Campbell, goal number 1. We're going to show the second one as well that he scored, and then we're going to discuss. So remember when we're going to talk about, because his team is doing well.
Is what's in the country, and is it the top flight league in the country?
Yes.
Serbia Super League.
Serbia Super League. Yeah, and they
just team, to answer some questions, some people are asking in the comment section.
Yeah, their team normally qualified directly to the Premier League.
Tanko, podigao loptu na
To
drugu
the
stativu,
Champions
nije loše, šansa je 1-0. Gojković asistirao, a Campbell pogodio, 5. pogodak za njega ove sezone, Javor.
Yeah, so those are the 2 goals. Yeah.
On the phone there.
So what do you think, Marlon? Because he's going to finish, his team is going to finish like the top of the league, you know. They're in pole position if you check it out right now. They're right up there. So, do you think he has any shot of making the Gold Cup squad? Or to be looked at?
It's very, 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 very hard.
Manning's man.
Very, very hard.
Very hard.
Very, very hard. Playing as a right winger or a left winger is very, very, very hard. I think he and Cephas, and even Paris right now, three of them fighting to be is a 20. If it was a 26-member squad, I think one of them gonna get squeezed in. But 23, if all the players that we have that we are looking at, Gray and everybody is available, it will be very very hard for one of them to squeeze in right now.
Oh,
But
top flight.
but
No top. No top.
he's been having a very good season still.
So, man, as people are saying, are you giving everything they say the team is in the bottom half of the table?
Serbia. His team is in the bottom half of the table.
I'm asking. Somebody's saying that in the comment section. So I'm asking if you can verify. I don't know anything about Serbia.
Yeah, man. Serbia League is run by the two Belgrade side, Partizan and Red Star. Those are the two teams that normally.
So what they're saying is he in the relegation division or is he in the championship division?
Relegation playoff. They're the lower end now.
Right.
So
we have
that
to give full disclosure.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean because it is divided. I think they divide it after a while to playoff and relegation. Okay. Yeah.
Top eight.
Right.
Top lower.
Top 8. Yeah. They divide it. You want me to play this one? I'm sure the people them this one too.
No, I think that one is due for tomorrow. I just load it up.
For Wednesday.
Wednesday. I just loading you up.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. He's at Javor. Yeah. But you said that it was difficult for him to make the Gold Cup squad, given the players we have in those positions. But is he what is his age? One day we can play in the CSC games.
No man, 24 going up now.
Really? I say, so no man Campbell, I never know him that.
Remember say it is his third season in Serbia now. Third, I probably approaching fourth.
He's 23. Yeah.
I think what we have to balance, Mannings and Marlon and Dre, we can be happy for our Jamaican-born players who are overseas. We can celebrate their achievements, but it's not everybody gonna make the Jamaica senior men's national team. Because, in my opinion, humble opinion, Mannings, to make the Jamaica national senior men's team for 2024 World Cup qualifying, and let's say even to go to the 2024 Copa America, harder than to make the England team. Yeah. The competition for places is just as stiff. So Jamaica is not a place where a man feel like him a come with him vacation bag and him slippers. If he come sit down for the hammock and drink jelly water. No. You have to be performing for your club. You have to be on form. And for me, I throw a cat amongst a pigeon. I believe that 90% of the players outside of the goalkeeper, all the outfield players, will have to be starting for their club week in,
so what
week
about
out.
Cephas? Should he get a look in? Although we don't reach ringers yet.
When we reach ringers, we talk about it. We don't want
to create
the team. But I want to ask and leave this question for those to think about, because the close the show, man, said come to end.
Yeah, man. This is your final 2 minutes. 2 for Marlon, 2 for Dre. Go ahead.
Okay. Of the players who are eligible to represent Jamaica at right back, Ethan Laird.
No, take out Laird.
No, man, who are eligible.
Okay.
No, man, we're not picking Gold Cup, man. We deal with Gold Cup already. Ethan Laird, Max Aarons, Kyle Walker-Peters, Dead Spence. Which two would you rush? If Pika said, listen, we can give away one passport in 24 hours, one of those 4 right back in the name of Jamaica, which one would you pick? That's my last question.
Okay. All right, Marlon, that is your last 2 minutes, Cataract, Marlon.
Yeah.
Your time, you can answer Cataract question if you want.
Come on, Cataract, just Spence. Jess Spence is a younger version of Kyle Walker, right? I think he's the one I put my head out if I was a JFF to go after him. I think he's somebody who could really come and be the best right back in CONCACAF right now. He's doing very well since he went on loan in the French league, right? So I think he's the one we could really target. We know what Max Rans can do, but we're looking at, I think both of them, having both of them will definitely be one of the biggest capture for Jamaican football as two young talent. Because we saw the English team the other day, what they did. Use Max Evans as left back. They use Jed Spence as right back. They use Max Evans as left back, the next one use Ben Johnson as right back. So they want to keep them in that pool to
That's
show them that. So
21.
under 21, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say still,
Marlon, you're building a dead Spencer. People just get the answer. Dre, which one would you take out of the four if Pika tomorrow and then say one?
Marlon, hold on, Marlon. Your time was finished, that's it?
No, say anything, man. Sorry.
Yeah, man, make Dre answer.
Okay, go ahead, Dre.
All right, big up everybody. So you don't know, quick and fast, proven, consistent EPL baller. Kyle Walker Peters, me I go final. We see him lock down some of the best wingers, them give them be a problem in the Premier League on a consistent basis. So with that said, also want big up everybody. Don't know, we have a video drop on 2 CDMs. Gonna talk more. Maybe they included in our discussion tomorrow. 2 last video them. Big up on yourself. And also, look more people. TikTok the thing that 10 p.m. look more. Beer vibes over there. Over TikTok. Dre anywhere that sports. That's right there. Mannings, big up on yourself.
Big up yourself, you know. You understand me? But you have big match coming up because you have knockout and you have Humble Lion.
Now worry about them, but for Humble and Lion when that come about.
Yeah, you need to talk to Fresh God about that.
Yeah, so you had a Lion team, man. Mannings, the question to you.
You know, no, I agree with Dre. If right now I plug in a gap, I would have to go with a player who starts in the Premier League. And that is Kyle Walker Peters, who was also at Tottenham Hotspurs and was doing well. I think he was competing because he actually left Tottenham because of Kyle Walker. And then Kyle Walker ended up leaving Spurs. And so I would have to go with Kyle Walker Peters. But I think people like Dred Spencer, these guys are still there for the future because who you start the campaign with may not be who you end the campaign with or playing the World Cup. So sometimes you probably need, especially, you know, like the beginning of your campaign, you're probably bringing in the more experienced players. And as you see you're qualifying and getting closer to the end, and you start changing out your team and bringing younger players into it to bring them into the World Cup. I think you bring a younger team into the World Cup. That's how I see it because you want to build from that World Cup to the next one. So you kind of prepare them at the back end into the World Cup, and then bam, you know that for your next World Cup cycle, you're going to have some of those players. But I would go for Kyle Walker Peters if Pika would have, just because he has more Premier League experience than Jed Spencer. Jed Spencer wasn't even playing when he was at Tottenham. He came there and, in fact, he went on loan from his club. He did well that they ended up selling him because he wasn't playing at his club, because he wasn't getting game, and they sent him out on loan.
Isaiah Jones
Had him out of the team. He went on
loan. It was on Nottingham Forest. Remember last year?
Nobody was at Middlesbrough first.
Yeah, Middlesbrough sent him to Nottingham Forest on loan
because Isaiah Jones was keeping him out of the team.
Right, so he wasn't getting any game at Middlesbrough. He went to Nottingham, where he played in the cup games and did very well because it was from actually got sold, and so so I'd go with Kyle Walker Peters, but good selection still. You understand me? But
sir, I straight Max Aarons. But you understand? I think he is the complete right back. May not be able to play left back as well, but as a right back, he's the complete.
Here's the challenge I have with players like Max Aarons, right? If you are such, Max Aarons is not None of those players are more experienced than Kyle Walker-Peters. And
Max,
none of these players, including Max, who has played in the Premier League. I always wonder, if you're such a high-quality player, why haven't you been... I know there was a time that they said that he was wanted in Germany. I always wonder, why none of the
No,
Premier
no,
League...
man, is first thing I know. Norwich put a crazy price tag on the head.
Okay, okay.
Remember when they got relegated the first time when Ben Garfield moved to Everton, it was he everybody was talking about, But
Exactly.
the $55 million, even Bayern Munich, nobody didn't really buy into it.
Okay.
right. So so Norwich is a strange club. And I
But we
agree
don't...
with you.
Keter, we're going to
Yeah,
have
but
to see
as I said, we have the 6 minutes. I will still have 1 minute left. I watch you know. Yeah,
Man
shave
said,
off
like,
it. Yeah,
6 minutes done long time. We're gone past the time already. So you know about to try that. But we have 1 minute left. Hey, people.
That's straight love it up. No, but
Hey,
Norwich is
listen.
a very strange club. Norwich is the epitome
Man,
of a yo-yo club.
still have to get the thing in the thing. Go on, talk.
And what they do is they insert in the after Ben Godfrey left, they took a different contract model, if I remember correctly, and they insert into their major players, Timo Pukki, Josh Sargent, a lot of them. I think and a central defender, the captain, a crazy release clause in terms of amount, because they feel that with the parachute money when they go down, they're going to yo-yo back up. So they're not selling their best assets again. And Max Aarons, I think, is a victim of that. Leeds United were monitoring him, really, really monitoring him. And other clubs I know in Germany as well. Thank you, management, for the time. You're just doing a great service for those of us who love Jamaican football.
Brethren, tomorrow you make sure you drink some mint tea, bro.
I think on Wednesday, you say, brother.
No,
Man, is quick shout out there. Regarding the two former Cavalier players, both of them having a very good game. King has the most touches on the field so far. Still 0 after 65 minutes.
Yeah, people, Fresh God,
Yeah.
I'm going to send you the link for you watch the game, Fresh God. Come, I have the link, But I don't think I can pin it. Can I pin it? I have a link for the game,
Put the link in a comment on man is long time when the game start.
Oh, you put it in there?
Yeah, man, I type in and say anybody want to watch it.
Oh, so for those who want to watch it in the game, let me see if we can pin the link for you. Me know say, so you can go and watch King and yeah, see the link here. That is the link. See there? Can go and watch it. That is the link right there, sir. So go and take in the game. All right. Listen, big up yourself, Cataract.
Yeah, man, support our Jamaican band players, especially those in the freezing cold.
Yeah, man.
Stay injury free.
Bless up, Thanks for coming on. So it's 10 o'clock on TikTok.
Make sure as soon as you come and tap up the screen and give some roses.
But again, no man, no roses.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, but double thing.
And Marlon, big up yourself. Mount Pleasant coming up against Dunby Walden. Dre, Lakers win last night. You good?
Yeah, man. 10:30 game. 10 o'clock now start the party. 10:30 game. It kick off 10:30, but the party will start 10 o'clock. So make sure you come in and tap up on the card when you come in too.
Yeah. All right, what are you going to say, Marlon?
Yeah, man. So we have next week we deal with Dunby. Yeah, right. I think Portmore will be a bigger test. So take Dunby.
Yeah, boy. I first military good so vex. The man cost because the team get military good. Yeah, the man vex. The man vex. Man cost Mount Pleasant. The man cost Mount Pleasant. The man cost Mount Pleasant. See, Mount Pleasant. Lego down the wall then. But.
So who are military side?
Portmore side. So vex it up. Big up military. Yeah, man. All right, so people, bless up. My name is man. This has been I Am Sure Sports again. Thank you so much. Before you go, remember to hit the like button if you have not yet subscribed. Subscribe, share the content. Big up to all of the persons who came on, who called in, all the comments, everything. Big up to Soldier. You understand me? Always coming in, sharing his thoughts as well. You understand me? I am man. This has been I Am Sure Sports, and you know how it is when you get to this point of the show. We say we are over. We are OUT out of here.
Boom, check it out, I don't know it's Jason, I may represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason presenting I Am Sure. I am